Okay, I'm back again. My spirit wasn't into the game. I really wanted to do this tonight, but people weren't showing. I probably started too early, but so here I am with this. And try to post the link. Look like they popping in already right now. We post that link, pin that link to the chat. Hey, Betty, I'm back again. I said I'd be back. I hope the other people heard me. I know you did. I hope Honey Bunch and Joe heard me. Shoot, anybody can come up and say whatever. So, what's this gonna be? But I'm glad to see you, Queen Bee Betty, Evil Betty, whatever you like to be called. Yeah, I called them. They said I gotta show up tomorrow at 8:45. I know this shit's gonna suck it. And there's the link. So yeah, I need some people to talk to. Yeah, I know, I know. Let me try. Damn it. So yeah, I'm here. I did see her go live earlier, but I ain't watch all of it. But she erased it though, huh? Shoot, so I really don't know how she's doing. I hope she's doing okay. So how you? Well, y'all already told me in the other videos y'all doing okay. So yeah, yeah. I'm still trying to figure it out. I got an hour to figure out what I want to eat. It. Shoot, I got all night to decide because I don't got to go to it anymore. I got to go to something way worse. Hopefully, it doesn't last. They're gonna drive me crazy. So, hey, where's everybody else at? They was just in the other video. That's all I should have kept doing this because y'all could have had something to talk about. We still do though, but yeah. Hold up, Betty. I gotta do something right quick. No, I don't, Betty. It ain't really far. Okay, I'm back again. Yeah, like I said, it ain't far. So everything's gonna be all right. Yeah, yep. No problems, no worries. Huh? Oh, did I pin this thing? All right. All right. Yeah, message pin. So yeah, there the people go. Huh? So looks like it's gonna be a long ass weekend for me. Hope it doesn't last long so I can go home and sleep in some more. Shoot. So I can do more drinking tonight. But I still gotta be sharp in the morning, unfortunately. So I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna do this. Yeah, wake up in the morning, take the shower, I guess, and yeah, go there. Unfortunately, see, I'm trying to find a dress shirt. I don't want to wear no blue dress shirt again. They said dress nice, so okay, here I is. Look like they're gone. Yeah, I asked everybody I want to hop on StreamYards. They said yeah. Nobody's jumping on. So what we gonna do? What we gonna do? What I'm gonna do? Like nobody else is doing shit. Then Silent Night. There ain't no holy one. It. Oh, Honey Bunch, you're back again. Yeah, I said I'd be back at StreamYard. So like people pouring on up. So here I am. You'll be listening, but you have things to do. Yeah, I wonder where's Joe at? Cause I want to see him again. He can come on up here with me here. Should I need some people to talk to? I'm bored. That's right. There's my coat. Where's my other sister? There they go. There they go. I got one over to dinner time. I still got to figure out what I want to eat in an hour. Think Betty went to go do something, I guess. Well, I guess, well, you already had your dinner, seems like. All right. You ate a lot and you stuffed. Wow. All right. Another person I see is coming in. Wonder who that may be. garlic nuts, Alfredo over rotten and baked chicken salad. Whoa, shit, that's a lot. Well, I need some of that in my belly right now, in an hour at least. So yeah, yeah, I know you told me all about it. A late, oh, you're trying to play catch up for Christmas, okay? From Christmas. What's going on with you, James? Good to see you. Hey, I'm trying. I'm on my laptop. Look to take that video down. I just did that gaming. It was poor. I want to be at my very best with shit. My spirit wasn't into it. I should have been more patient. Shoot. Guess this second drink's gonna get me going. I already feel it from the first one. Here I go. Shit. Excuse me. But I think I regret doing this again. So damn silent tonight. All right. No, I erase it when I had the time to. But right now ain't the time. Boring ass. Let's find a song to listen to. Right, lay back. Okay, I got something. Yeah, I go. A little something to listen to. Ooh, ooh. Huh. Here I go. Here we go. What's going on? I saw you on the comment on the other video. My spirit wasn't into that gaming, so I decided to do this. People's coming on up here, so I decided to do this instead. That's what my original plan was. Hope they pop on up again, cause I would like to shoot the breeze with them. Thank you very much. It look like it's sound tonight. Much people ain't on, so yeah. I wish it wasn't that way. Yeah. I'm trying to contact her now. Look through this history. All right. Hold up. Yeah. Thanks for being there when I need us. All right. All right. So, yep. Yep. All right. Contact the person. See if she's gonna pop up. Okay. What's another good song I can listen to? Black Magic Woman. Looking for an appropriate song. Well, it ain't gotta be appropriate. Something perfect that I could get with. All right. Here's something cool. All right. Good song. All right. All right. Let me charge this phone. Then good to see you back again. I'm waiting for that to show back up again. Keep your heart. I choose you. Play your part. Uh, it's coming. Yeah, you've been grinding on it again, too. See, I bet you have, man. Much props to you. Speaking with her now. But gotta go. But keep up the good work. We're putting it out there every time. Number one of your videos from last week, but you get more people, new people. Yeah, I love that shit. Love getting the new people. All right, you have a great evening. Eh? Give me tips. Giving me tips. Uh-huh. It's just oh no, hell no. $40 to dinner time. I don't know what I'm gonna have. Country boys, the big fat wheels on the side. Oh, I told him I'm going now. You can come if she wants to. So give me a few. Big fat wheels. See. I need some more beat in my system. That's what I need. All right, let's go for another song. Going pants. Okay. Why not my favorite word? Oh, I'm gonna walk around and see what I got in the fridge. What I got in the kitchen. Hold up. Gumbo chicken Alfredo. There it goes. Sounds good to me. Yeah, I'm still here. All right. Let's find a song. If somebody comes in. Yeah. Why not do my favorite rap? 30 minutes to eating time. All right. Look, I hear somebody.
Hey,
Oh, hello. Good to see you again.
thank you. I was working last week. So last Sunday. So I was exhausted.
Yeah, I was doing something else last Sunday. Another live stream gaming, one of my little E-Fed wrestling shows. So yeah, I ain't expect you to come. I said I'll be back with this one this week. I did it earlier, but I got too impatient to decide to do gaming. My spirit was
I, I
Nintendo.
was I was dealing with some bullshit, as you know, and it's like, yeah. So I was bawling my eyes out. One of my friends was listening to me because it's just like the saga and the soap opera, but this shit, like this time, it's just like too fucking much because his oldest son is moving here. Like he's gonna go stay with his grandmother and live a life here. He's 19. So he's been preparing for this for like the last month.
Yeah.
Well, putting that aside, the last like 2 months, shit has just been fucking ridiculous. I mean, between the vacations and then he fucking went and had new family portraits done, and then now his kid's leaving, so now he's all in his feelings and he's all upset and he's all like unconsolable. And I get that, the being upset part, but he doesn't care to realize that every time he goes and he does this shit, it's like rubbing more salt in my fucking wounds. Like, it really fucking bothers me because that's the shit that I wanted to do with him. So, on top of that, they were having a going away party for him today. So I talked to him this morning, and he was very sweet. And yesterday he was very sweet because 2 days before that, I broke up with him again because of his fucking attitude and him going off and doing the fucking family portraits. And he knew how bad that hurt me and that upset me. So I broke up with his ass, and he messages me and sweet talks me and reels me back in with you're the best part of my day. You make every day worthwhile. You make this so much better. You do this, you do that. So because I've been invested 1.5 years in this shit, I'm just like, okay. I mean, it's not like something major, so okay, I'll forgive and forget and move on. So last night I'm talking to him, and I get he's upset. I mean, he's spending time with his kid. He's like, my heart's breaking because he's leaving. And I'm trying to be the best comfort that I can be from 5,000 miles away. I can't physically touch him. I can't physically give him a hug or, whatever. I can do what I can do. Like, hey, do you want to watch something? Do you want to do this? Just be an emotional support. And last night, again, he accepted it. But today, he talked to me this morning, and he was somewhat sweet, and he said, we're having a going away party and stuff, and, I'll talk to you late afternoon. And I said, okay, so give me a second.
All right.
And I said, okay, I'll talk to you this afternoon. So I hadn't bothered him or talked to him all day. Why they show these daggone commercials that are scary when they know they have freaking people watching. Did it skip? Sorry.
Okay.
So I talked to him all day. So he calls me at about 3:30 my time. 3:30, 3:45 my time. I hadn't messaged him. I hadn't done anything to him since this morning, because I let him have his going away party for his son, spend time with him, because I understand. So he finally calls me, and I'm excited to talk to him, because I hadn't talked to him. I hadn't said anything to him, whatever. And the first thing out of his mouth, before even hey or whatever, well, I just blah, 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 blah twice and fall 4 times. Because I didn't hear the first part of what he said because his headphones have been fucking up. So I said, you bawled 4 times. I said, what did you cry over? And he snaps at me and yells at me because I guess I don't fucking know what. And then it snowballed from there. And he's like, well, stop PMSing. You said you're PMSing, and now you're PMSing. I said, I'm not fucking PMSing. I said, you screamed at me. I said, I talked to you all fucking day long. I understand you're upset about your kid leaving. I said, but you're being fucking ridiculous. You want me to be a shoulder for you to cry on, but you're snapping at me. And then he turns right around, and I said, so with you being this upset, am I guessing that you're not going to be in the mood for us to have our date night or for me to even coddle you or help you feel better? Well, I would be really tired from driving to the airport, and I know I'm going to be hugging a pillow in the fetal position, blah, blah, blah. And in my mind, I'm like, what the fuck ever? So I guess you're going to be spending time with the cunt you fucking live with. Excuse my French. Sorry.
It's all right. This ain't a PG channel, so go ahead.
Okay. So I assumed he's going to be spending time with her, and he fucking was trying to get out of it. So I got fucking pissed, and I hung up the fucking phone. So then he calls me back, and he said, oh, well, did you hang up? I said, yeah, I fucking hung up. I said, how the fuck are you going to say you need a shoulder to cry on and then cancel our date night because you're devastated about your kid leaving? I mean, I fucking understand the kid's leaving, but you're fucking finding all these excuses and pushing me out the fucking door. I mean, for fuck's sake, I had to deal with 2 weeks of fucking vacation. Then I had to deal with family portraits. Then I got to deal with parties. Then I got to go with you going to her sister's house and sucking their ass. Then I got to deal with all this other fucking shit. But I was just supposed to sit here and wait, not talk to nobody else, not deal with nothing else, while you go and you live your happy life with that fucking cunt, and I just sit here and just fucking have to deal with it, and I can't talk to nobody else or do anything else. But you wanted me back. The words out of his exact mouth were, you make my days better. You make my days happier. I care about you more than I care about anybody else. Blah, 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 blah. All the other fucking shit he always says to get me back. And
people say.
It's like the fucking script. Yeah, Libby doesn't like him. And Balls Deep is here. Hey, Balls Deep.
Y'all come on in.
So I told him, I said, I'm fucking just tired of this fucking shit. I said, it's the same shit for the last year and a half. I said, I understand that you're upset that your kid's leaving. I said, but you're being fucking ridiculous. He's 19. It's not like you're never going to see him again. I mean, so if we were fucking together physically, you would be laying in bed, rocking back and forth, holding your pillow instead of wanting your partner there for support.
Don't make any sense.
That's exactly what I fucking said. I'm trying to say.
But
I don't understand what the fuck he wants me to do. And then me not be upset when you cancel one of our few date nights because you want to sit there and cry and babble. I mean, when I'm fucking upset and shit like that, I want someone to fucking be there for me.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? With him crying about his kid leaving home, now I know it's something for a parent to be upset about, but I ain't expect them to be that upset about it.
That's what I've been trying to say. I'm not used to that shit. I know different parents, whatever. And I said, he's fucking grieving him like he's going to war. You know, God bless our veterans. But he's crying like he's going to war and he's never going to see him again. And I'm like, for fuck's sake. I mean, this is ridiculous. I understand it's your kid. I would cry if my kid went to college. And then as soon as I dried those tears, I knew they were college, I'd be celebrating.
Yeah. Shoot, yeah. My parents did the same with me and my brother when we left home. But I think that's just a cop-out. He's probably upset about something else.
That's exactly what I fucking said. I'm like, so what you're telling me without telling me is that you're probably going to be holding the cunt you live with And y'all are going to be balling and doing all this other fucking shit. What I'm getting is the impression that I'm getting without him saying. So I fucking got pissed off and went on my shit.
Yeah, I saw that earlier.
Yeah, and he fucking was watching the whole thing like he always fucking does. And I said, straight up, I said, you have two fucking choices. I said, you can go this route where you unsubscribe to my shit, you block me, and you move the fuck on with your fucking life. And just keep going. Or you have the right side where you say you're sorry and you cut the shit and you fucking stop because I'm getting fucking irritated. And he fucking, after I finally got fed up with the shit, and I said, you know what? Lemmy's terrible. Oh, but Lemmy's my girl, man. Lemmy will back people up. Oh.
Yeah. Lemmy. Oh, another buddy of yours. Nice to meet you, Lemmy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other people asked me about you earlier, like Betty, she asked me about you earlier. How is you doing and all this stuff? Because and
on top of it, he thinks that my PMS has to do with me being upset. It has nothing. He doesn't think it has anything to do with his behavior and his bullshit. It has to do because I'm PMSing. And I said, what the fuck? If you knew I'm PMSing, why are you fucking acting like that? I mean, for fuck's sake. Well, I won't bother you again. You know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that, you know, I thought that you were just talking shit about my feelings and didn't regard my feelings. I'm sorry. I won't bother you again. Thank you for helping me for the last year. I'm sorry I couldn't help you. All I have on my mind right now is my eldest. I just have my eldest on my mind because I can't physically see what he's doing and I can't be there and I can't hug her and I can't do this. I've been telling him for the last year. I said he's 18. He was 18, just turned 18 at the time. I said he's 18. Back the fuck up. I mean, fuck. You act like the kid is like 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. He's a fucking adult. And I told him, he threw him a birthday party. And I told him, do not follow him on the birthday party. I said, give him fucking space. And what did he do? He followed him around the birthday party like a little lost puppy, and the kid got pissed off at him. And he was so devastated because the son was upset, like pissed off at him. I mean, I just don't, I don't know if it's a culture thing. I don't know if it's a dad thing, because I haven't had my dad since I was 12, so I don't fucking know how dad acts. And my children's sperm donors are pieces of shit.
Well, yeah.
So I don't know how a dad's supposed to act when their oldest leaves the nest. I don't know.
Well, in the old school days, you know what? They let that shit go, because before 2000, whatever, but maybe before 2000, whatever, they let us be men. Then later on in this new millennium, they just started getting softer and softer, because I kind of felt like my dad was doing the same. He was hard on us. Then he started getting softer and softer on us when it came time for us to leave home. You know, they come up with cop-out and excuses. I don't want to insult them or anything. Saying they don't like when us young people like go out in the real world after high school, because this world is full of countless stress and all that stuff. But I think that's a cop-out. It's the cycle of life that is like both goes for both parents. They just don't want to be alone.
I mean, he still has a 14, 15-year-old at home.
Yeah.
So you're going to sit there and grieve for your adult son. You should be proud that you have him ready to go out in the world. And your younger son is going to see you grieving him like he's gone, and then he's going to feel bad. He's like, okay, well, I'm still here. What about me?
Yeah.
And I know that because I was the youngest of 6. And I saw all my older siblings leave the nest, and my mother and father never fucking were that upset.
Yeah. Know what?
Because it's
Yeah.
not like you were never going to see him again.
Yeah.
Especially, and this was before we had video cameras and all this shit.
Yeah. But me, I eventually came back. What's going on, Mike? But me, I eventually came back. Though I didn't, I wish I never did, because I feel like my life went backwards since I did. But
Yeah.
maybe it's gonna pick back up, maybe this year, hopefully. Because
I get fucking, again, I get that you are upset, because I set, my mom was from that old generation that when you turn 18, you're out of the house. It doesn't matter if you got somewhere else to go, you're just out of the house because you're an adult. And I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
So I fucking have, my kids will always have home. Like, they don't have to leave.
Yeah.
If they want to get married and live here and raise my grandchildren, they can do that. Because I want my kids to have a forever home and not feel like they don't have anywhere. But if they want to spread their wings, I'll let them spread their wings.
Yeah, it should be a choice. But I always have a home no matter what. Because when my father does, no, the house is mine. I just got to worry about the bills. What's going on? Welcome back, Joe.
My mom lost the house that I grew up in because she was a hoarder. And she took loans out on the house that my dad had paid off before he died. So she lost my childhood home. So I don't have a home. I don't associate with my mother. I don't associate with any of my family. So I don't want that for my children. So I'm trying to be a better mother for them.
Oh.
And with doing that, I don't want my kids to see their mother being treated like crap. Like, I can understand people want shit to work for the kids or whatever else. Okay, yeah, I get that. But when it starts interfering with the mental health of the children and you, that's when you pull the fuck away.
Yeah.
Because I'm not with my children's fathers because of that. Because I was either cheated on, treated like shit, or one of them was just a piece of shit. And I wasn't going to especially have my daughter see that that's how she thought she should be treated, or have my son think that's how you treat a woman.
Yeah, but shoot. Like I said, we should, the kids should have a choice. Like, we should have had a choice coming up and all that stuff. My brother, he had left home, he never looked back, but he comes home to visit some of the time. Like, the first year he came, after he finished his first year of college, he came home for the summer, then went back. But me, I just came home for good, left home for like a few months, and then came back. Like, me, I'm just looking after my father right now. And
I get that, and I'm from a military family. So all my cousins all went off to the Iraq War and Afghanistan War. And my relatives acted like he's acting. Like, hey, Sens, how you doing? But acted like they weren't ever going to see him again because they were going to war.
Yeah.
But I'm like, for fuck's sake. And he's even told me, he's like, well, he'll be back at the end of the year. You know the fuck you're going to see him again. So, and on top of that, there's video chat. So why the fuck are you acting devastated like something happened to him?
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen or heard of this shit in my life.
No, if he was a woman, I expect that. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, is his mother acting like this too? Are they all a complete wreck? What?
But because my mom was sort of that way. See, but I think, like back to you saying you don't associate with your family. Well, I don't associate with most of them because I believe they kind of usually. I'm pretty much a stand-up guy and all this stuff. What people say, chill, generous, and all this stuff. So some of the family would go out of their way to take advantage of that, keep you around or try to lure you back. That's like the old saying is, but not a saying. It's a fact in the way of life. Once you're away from your family, you appreciate them more. And I think that's what sucked to be in.
Exactly. I mean, it's not like he's going to college or going to a frat house. He's going to go stay with his grandmother, Mike's mom, on her farm And so he's still going to be with family. I mean,
going on, Hammer.
So it's not. That's the other part of it, and I don't fucking get it. And you want to cancel your time with me because you want to sit there and grieve. I don't get that, and he expects me not to be pissed off about it. I sat down and I sat on my hands and I bit my tongue for 15 or 16 months. I've dealt with the constant vacations. I've dealt with the going to her sisters and her mothers and all these fucking birthday parties. I've dealt with that shit. I've dealt with the shit of fucking the recent vacations and the Christmas and then him standing there for New Year's. I dealt with that too. And then he turns around and he gets more portraits done, family portraits. I mean, fucking seriously, that's not something you do with somebody you're done with. You don't do that.
That's just sister. No, he's up to something else, like he's been doing it.
He told me that his mom and his grandmother wanted a calendar of the whole family together. So that's why he did it. I said, why couldn't they just have asked for pictures of you and the kids? Why did she have to be in them? Especially if you're done with them. Well, they're really conservative, so I'm still just trying to put it on for the next 4 years. I told you this is how it's going to be for the next 4 years. No, that's not what you told me. Because a year and a half ago, you said that you tolerated her ass for the kids. But when you tolerate somebody, you don't go and do all this extra stuff. Why would you go to all of her family's birthdays? That's not something you do. But then when I would call him out on the bullshit, he would come up with some comedy excuse. Or some kind of something. Or something sweet or affectionate or loving to say to me to reel me fucking back in. I just took the dude back 48 hours ago, Ice.
48 hours, yeah. But like I said, I always liked the dude. I just couldn't trust the guy.
I have lost friends. Again, not all because of him, but partially. I have lost people to co-host with on the show. I have lost opportunities with other exes that wanted me back. I have lost a whole bunch of shit because I've been nothing but faithful to him.
Yeah, because they the same ones who warned you about him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what happens usually. Because back in 2009, it was a girl I was seeing. Yeah, people told me about her. But know what? I ain't lose friends over it. But I did get defensive against one that kept on making fun of her. But the same thing happened to that same exact person. Like, I noticed, like, it was the first time I ran into him in 3 years since he graduated high school in 2006. I saw him again in 2009. Yeah, he met the girl, like, when he was finishing up high school. Seeing his attitude's changing even worse. I thought he'd grow up some. Then he had, you know what, when he rubs people the wrong way and people like me and others get into his ass, you know what, he'll get all uppity about it. And I think that girl is changing him. You know what? No, I don't think any of us, not even me, warned him about it. I know I didn't. But no, we almost lost our friendship over there. Secretly, he doesn't know it, but yeah, because I believe she was changing him. And then she drove him insane to the point where
he told me that when I threw him the virtual birthday party show last year for his birthday in March, and I had all these different people on there, and we were on there for like 3 or 4 hours. Now his best friend there doesn't like me, and I don't like him. Mm-hmm. So his friend was okay, I'd come over, and he knew about the show a month ahead of time. So his friend came over, and he knows good and damn well he couldn't act a certain way or say certain things because at that time his friend didn't know about us. So I was upset that his friend was there. And I said, why is he fucking there? You know it was your birthday party. I said, now I can't talk about how you're my boyfriend or whatever because he's there. well, he'll blah, 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 blah. And then he said he kicked him out. And after that, he stifled them and pretty much blamed me for losing his best friend. Well, then they became buddies again. And he starts hanging out with him, starts drinking again, and tells me that his friend calls me the fat bitch and all this other shit. And he calls it back, and he lets him do it. He lets his friend talk about me. He lets other people talk about me. He lets other streamers talk about me. I mean, there's been witnesses beyond witnesses where his friends have degraded me and talked about me like I'm a piece of trash and said, oh, well, why don't you get the hint? He's trying to give you a hint. He doesn't want anything to do with you, blah, 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 blah. And I'm sitting there fighting for our love and our attention and our relationship. Well, I didn't see that part of the show. I didn't watch the show. I was busy doing this. And it was an 8-hour stream, and I wasn't about to just rewind it and find it. So it's your word against his. He would find all these damn excuses to defend everybody else but me. I'm your fucking girlfriend. Is it not normal or expected for a boyfriend to defend their girlfriend?
You know what? Like back to what we said a few weeks ago, like he's in Brazil living with this other broad and all this stuff. I guess he uses her as his number one. And you and probably every other one he's probably hitting on called y'all bottom bees. That's probably what he sees y'all as. And that's wrong if he's trying to keep
I said, so if you call me the fat bitch, what do you refer to that ugly cunt as? Well, I just point. I don't even say it. I just point.
You just point.
He said he just points at her. He doesn't even say, and whatever. Okay, that doesn't make it any fucking better. And I told him, I said, stop calling me a fucking fat bitch. I think it's rude and I think it's disrespectful. And I said, every time you call me a fucking fat bitch, I'm going to call you a wetback or I'm going to call you a spick. Well, I'm not a fucking wetback. I'm legal and I'm this, that, so I'm not that. But you call me a spick all day long, blah, blah, blah. I just want you to be healthy. Stop being fat. Just stop being fat. Well, golly gee, if there was something that somebody could do to snap the fingers, you could stop being fat. But I've been fat since he met me.
Yeah.
So it's like, what the fuck? If you don't like anything about me, why the fuck are you with me? Well, I don't know. I'm with you because of this, this, and this, and this. Well, I don't know. And you guys know this fucking saga and this journey, and I've dealt with it. And come on here looking like a fucking moron because I keep dealing with it. Because I was raised, and my thing is, if something is broke, you fix it. And my whole thing was that I understand couples fight. That's what people do. Now, unless he came right out and actually cheated on me, again, because he already cheated on me once that I'm aware of, and I forgave him. I said, unless you actually cheat on me, then there's nothing that you could say or do to make me not want anything to do with you. But he like he would walk that fine fucking line. He would talk to me like I'm a piece of trash. We had set up certain times for us to have our dates. Thank you all. Thank you. I ain't heard that in a while. Thank you. That's sweet.
Yes. I agree.
Really sweet. And he fucking would be okay. He didn't want me to be jealous while he's getting family photos and vacays and going to parties and all this with another cunt. But I would get jealous if I'm on here talking to you, or I'm talking to Spins, or I'm talking to anybody up here. Because he would get jealous as fuck. So how are you going to get jealous by me talking to somebody, and I'm not even flirting with them, but I can't get jealous while you're actively doing something else with another woman?
Yeah. No, he's too insecure. Shoot, shucks. I ain't even hit on yet.
That's what I said. I said, I'm not even hitting on I used to a friend of mine. I'm not even fucking hitting on him, and you're fucking jealous of every fucking guy that talks to me. Yeah,
I respect significant others and all that stuff.
I know. Your friend Matthew that would come on here and call me sweet cheeks, that would drive him nuts. He hated that I was being called sweet cheeks. I said, I don't even know this dude, and you're being jealous. And I said again, you're going to be jealous over this, but I can't be jealous when you're going off and doing other shit with another cunt.
I'm like,
now you help me make that make sense.
I'm like, yeah, you never seen most of these people's faces before. Shoot.
Like, I'm just very nice and cordial. Like, it's not even the fucking same thing.
Yeah, it's not a sin.
I wasn't even fucking Facebook friends with him because he didn't want that cunt to find out. I wasn't on his Instagram, and he still had me blocked on YouTube. And he wants to sit there and say out of his mouth, well, I don't want nobody looking through my shit. My shit's private. But he takes it upon himself to go into that cunt's Facebook and make everything private and read all her messages. Now, why would you do that?
No, being nosy. No, he's trying to see if things goes this way as he wanted to be.
You're awesome, Sam. Don't worry about it. I mean, it's just fucking.
Sometimes I do, but I try not to.
I don't care at this fucking point. I told him. I said, you have two choices. You can block my shit, unsubscribe to me, and stay out of my life, or you can apologize and fucking stop. You expect me to be okay while you're canceling our date night and you're talking out of both sides of your fucking mouth. You want me to be your rock and your shoulder to cry on, but then you cancel our date night. Instead of saying, hey, you know, maybe I should spend time with my girlfriend, watch something with my girlfriend, that'll help me feel better. No, he wants to cancel it, which in my mind, again, is an excuse because he's doing something with her. So I'm starting to catch on a little bit. I understand I'm slow and I have this ability. I get that, but I'm not stupid and I have common sense. And I don't like when people question my intelligence. Like when your Instagram is private and you're going to tell me you don't know how you got 2 more subscribers and the only way those subscribers could have been added is if you added them. I mean, come on now. It's just constant lies. Just fucking tell me the truth. I just didn't ask him for anything that no other normal girlfriend would ask for. And I would have to beg for it. And here the last few months, I don't know what the fuck. I guess things are going well with her. That's the only thing I can figure. Is things are going so well with her. He's getting his affection. He's getting his dollars. He's getting his family time. So he doesn't really need me. He only needs me for nuts because he's not getting laid. So he butters me up and says what he knows will work to make me get off and to get him off. And then he's obligated to do the rest of the shit so he can still continue to get his nuts. He doesn't want to do it. He's just doing it because he has to. I can tell the difference. I mean, and it has nothing to do with your fucking kid.
Mm-hmm. No.
And go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead. Go. Continue.
No, I mean, and I've put up with this shit for almost 16 months. Because I love the man he used to be months ago before he started changing. Because we had our little spats, but he can be very sweet and very loving and funny and affectionate and very fun to be around. And then he gets in this fucking attitude and I can't stand to be around him. And he told me a long time ago, he said, well, she's getting the coldness and you're getting the sweet and affectionness. You know, don't make me have to change. So when he starts acting like this, in my mind, it's like, oh, so I'm getting the coldness. So I guess she's getting sweetness because she's doing everything that you want her to do. She's dishing out the vacation. She's dishing out the money. She's dishing out all this. So I guess she's winning. And I'm not about to compete with any fucking body. I've been through this shit with my children's fathers. I was cheated on constantly. And I know my worth. But I put up with Mike because Mike never admitted to anything. He always denied it. And I didn't have proof to back up my shit. So he can always say he didn't do it, or that's not said, or that's not true. Because I didn't physically have proof. And then with that whole Jacob shit that happened, he fucking does the same thing he always fucking does. He changes the subject. He tries to twist it around. And tries to just, he played the victim. and said that I was talking shit about him because I made him say that if he still continued to associate with him, he was as bad as he was. So I was treating him like shit. So he was playing the victim, even though I was mad at somebody else.
Got another person coming.
Okay.
Hey,
Joe
what up,
beat
Brian?
Ariel. Ariel
Hey.
beat Joe.
Hey, man, I only got a minute. I just wanted to come up and say you're the man, Brian. I love your channel, and I love watching it, man. Just want to tell you, hope you had a good
Thank you,
weekend,
Joe.
brother. You always be the man. You understand?
All right.
All right, buddy. I'll be in chat. Just wanted to come up and tell you that you're the man, and your
All right.
guest, she's cool too. All right, guys.
Thank you.
See ya.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Back to our combo. Like, I'm going to just say this. You know what? He always had that in him. So I wouldn't say he changed it. You might have seen him change, but he always had that in him. He's going to do all that to you.
I've had 7, 8, 9. I can't tell you how many people have said, well, we see what he's doing to you. He's playing both sides of the fiddle. And I'm stupid, and I confronted him about it. I said, is this true? No, it's not. No, it's not. I ain't messed with her. I ain't done this. I ain't done that. I'm just not going to live in hell for the next 4 years. I'm just going to live civil, and I'm just going to blah, blah, blah. Again, being civil and being nice for your kids doesn't mean as soon as she walks in the room, you perk up and you're soft-spoken and you're so sweet and loving and affectionate. And I ain't seen that in months. Dealing with somebody doesn't mean getting new family portraits, let alone taking a whole calendar full of portraits. And I had just finished having that conversation with him about how I wanted to have pictures with him. And he comes, well, we'll get pictures done. We'll get pictures done. I'll get pictures done with you. We'll get pictures done. And then you say out of the other side of your mouth that you can't completely guarantee that we'll be together. So which the hell is it? Are we going to be together? Are we going to have the portraits done? Because you're talking out of both sides of your fucking mouth. And he only says this shit after I break up with him. When he knows that I'm broken up and I'm done and I'm fed the fuck up, that's when he brings in all the sweetness. And he brings in the waterworks when he knows that I'm fucking fed up. Other than that, I just gotta deal with what I gotta deal with. And he's hard-nosed, and he's this, and he's that. And he'll bring up, well, I talk to you every day. I go and talk to you every day. I do this every day. No, it's not every day.
Yeah, he was just another bullshitter. You know what? Like I said earlier, you're probably not the only one doing this to behind backs and all this stuff. You probably got a list lined up.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I fucking, he talks out of both sides of his fucking mouth, and I get fucking confused.
Yeah, the guy's trying to be Flavor Flav and Bret Michaels, basically.
I mean, just be sweet all the fucking time. That's all he had to fucking do. Like, get up in the morning and say, good morning, beautiful. How are you feeling today? Just be sweet like how you fucking were. And then he's like, well, you're bitchy all the time. Why are you bitchy all the time? You're so mad all the time. But nothing's ever his fault. Everything is my fault. Because I'm just supposed to sit here and take it.
That ain't fair.
It's one thing when he was treating me like an actual girlfriend, which he was at one point. He was treating me like a girlfriend. Like I was the only one in the world and I felt loved and whatever. Then when he started this shit where he is treating me like a side piece, I'm not going to do that shit. You got me fucked up with somebody else. I am not going to do that. Either I am your main priority other than your children, or it's not going to fucking work. I am not going to be second best to some fucking cunt that you tell me that you don't even love. So either you're lying to her or you're lying to me.
Ill Spicy, who are you?
Hello.
Hello?
Hey, what's
Who
up,
you
Black
be?
guy? Oh, I'm Ariel's friend.
Yeah, he's legit.
I just want to
Oh,
say
you know him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I can barely hear. Can you turn up the mic or something?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I barely can.
You might need to turn up your mic, Ice. I can hear. Or you turn up your volume.
Can you hear me real good or no?
Yeah, we can hear you. I can.
Yeah, it's a bit low.
I'm sorry about that. I just wanted to come here for a few seconds. I just wanted to say that, like, Ariel's a good friend, and like, she's been through a lot, and like, I just want the best for her. A lot of people want the best for her.
Yeah, I do too.
And like, I know you're a good dude, Black Ice. Like, I just want to say that Ariel, you're a beautiful, attractive person, and you deserve better. And I hope that one day that you understand that, and that you can finally like move on, and like stop stressing over this. And I just want to wish you the best. Take care.
Well, you're awesome. Thank you, Spicy. That was very sweet, and I enjoyed our conversation. It meant a lot to me.
You're welcome.
Yeah, nice words, Spicy. No, I'd love to have him up here again. Like, said, yeah, you do deserve better. If the guy said he wanted to have a good time with you, then he could have just said that at first.
He's a sweet person. He like listen to me babble and cry my eyes out because I told him my frustrations, and he's known me and Mike for almost 2 years, and he's been a part of this saga. So he's seen it all, and so it's nice to be able to talk to somebody even like you. You're awesome too, to be able to talk about this stuff, and somebody not get tired of hearing it, because I know it can be tiring and it can be frustrating.
Yeah, because me, him, all these other people like the Reverend, the late Fat Ninja. Shoot, who else? People from my side, Honey Bunch, Jeffrey, then other people that came in. We all been with you no matter what.
Yeah, and I appreciate you guys. It's just been like, because I just wanted everything to be perfect, and like I said, when shit's going good and was going well with him, I fucking was like, okay, I finally found my other person. But then shit like this would happen, and it's another slap in the face. And he would tell me that I'm never going to find somebody else. Nobody else is going to want me. Nobody else is going to want to deal with me. That I always play the victim, and that I'm doing this and I'm doing that. So I let him get into my head, and I fucking believed for almost 16 months that he did fucking love me, and he did fucking care about me. But his latest fucking actions are contradicting that, and it's more and more slapped in the face each time he does something.
You know what? Yeah, I figured the day would come when you say enough is enough. I know you had it in you. We just wanted you to pull that trigger. It seems like you did it now. I hope that not doubting you, but I just hope that I'm right.
Because oh, I know. Yeah, me too. He and Fat Ninja even told me, like, when I think it was probably like the first time I actually met Ninja, and he had come on one of my shows with Bacon, and this was when Mike was still doing shows with me, and he stayed after in the background, and we were talking, and he confronted Mike, and he like asked Mike, what was Mike's intentions with me, what was I to him, and whatever. And he said he brought up some of his own business, and pretty much said that he didn't want me to get hurt or get screwed over either. And he had been around for a couple times and seen a couple of our spats and whatever. And the last time it was a really bad one. And he didn't want me to get back. He didn't want me to get back with him, and I did. So he got really upset and pissed off about it. And that was probably not too long before he died, because he was upset that I had got back with Mike, because he felt like Mike was going to hurt me and screw me over. So he didn't want me to have to deal with that. So, yeah.
Yeah, because a few times, maybe one time really should be enough Now, maybe a few times, but after that, well, I don't know what a few times really is. Maybe 2 times, 8 times, but it shouldn't be on and on again. It shouldn't be forever.
And see, the thing was, I did every which way I knew to make it work. I said, if you just want to fuck around and you just want to mess around and whatever, I said, that's fine. Tell me and be honest. You know, we could talk, we can be friends. I said, but just be honest with it, and I'll continue to still look for somebody else. Well, he didn't want that. Didn't want me looking for nobody else. So I don't know, but yet he wanted me to be okay with him associating with somebody else. That's not okay. That's contradictory.
You know what? Hold up a minute. Hold on. Chewing right now.
No, you're fine. I'm just fucking... I don't know what the fuck he expected me to do. I mean, he just sit, and I asked him straight up when I took him back 2 days ago. I said, what the fuck do you want me to do? Well, you just need to understand that this is just my reality for the next 4 years and blah, blah, blah. Okay, I get that. But I didn't sign up for not hearing from you for 2 weeks. I didn't sign up for our date nights getting canceled because you're devastated. I didn't sign up for our date nights to get rescheduled because you're drunk. I didn't sign up for that shit. I signed up to be there by your side as a partner. And if you didn't want a partner, you just wanted a side piece, then that's all you had to fucking say. But he couldn't fucking say that. But if you wanted a side piece, fine. We could be a side piece, but I would still be pursuing other people. I mean, for fuck's sake,
No, he's originally from Oklahoma, right?
Yeah.
He's not from Brazil, because no, I don't want to sound stereotypical and all that stuff, but I remember years ago, I used to go to this bar. This old two-faced prejudiced white woman, old lady, used to say that I don't know what Mike is, but she used to tell me that Mexicans weren't loyal to their women. And I know a few that are. But,
he's never been loyal to her. Just from what he's told me, he's cheated on her several times. And she's even found out about me of several times, and she still didn't fucking leave. And that's why it's like, I don't know what he told her to get her, or either she's that stupid, I don't know. But when you have messages and pictures in front of you, I don't understand how it doesn't take somebody's mind say, oh, okay, wow, he's cheating on me again. So I don't know what the fuck he could have said to defense against that. I'm pretty sure he said something to the regard of, she's crazy, I don't know who she is, we're not together. I know. This has just been going on for months. I felt something months ago and really grieved about it because I could tell the change in his actions and what he was doing. So I've been preparing for this for a long time because I fucking knew it was coming. Just from his actions. He's not the same person anymore. Like, again, he used to be very sweet and loving and bubbly and just made me feel like I was number one. And then it's slowly but surely shit's been happening, and it's been every excuse in the book. And when I would confront him about it, he would say something about, oh, well, you just don't want me to spend any time with anybody but you. No, it's the fact that you're blowing me off to do something else. Instead of saying, sorry, I already got plans, you go and do it. Especially with your best friend. You'd rather drink with him than spend time with me. But then you want to turn around and tell me that I'm the best part of your day and I make you so happy. That makes no fucking sense.
So he rather drinks beer all day with buddies than to hang with you.
He'd rather drink with his friend than hang out with me, but then he sat there and told me that I'm the best part of his day. I make his days worthwhile. I make him so happy. I'm this. I'm that. But yet, he doesn't act like it. Until shit hits the fan, he doesn't act like it. And I fucking have begged and pleaded and sounded like a broken record. And every one of y'all can recite everything that I've said and that all I've asked him to do and not do. Mm-hmm. All I've asked is to be, and I've had to beg him to do it. He hasn't wanted to do it. It was to be a normal boyfriend, want to talk to your girlfriend, want to get up in the morning, want to spend time with her, want to do all these things, not have to be forced to. Like, if it comes down to your buddy or your girlfriend, you know, you can equal it out. And I've told him, I said, I get you 3 days a week. The other 4 days of the week, he can come over every day and you can get plastered beyond recognition. I don't care. I said, but those 3 days, I just want to know that I have you to myself, that I can talk to you in the morning and then you talk in the afternoon, and then we spend time together at night and I get to see you. So it feels more like it's real. But he just couldn't keep up with it. It would always be something. And even this last week, it was fucking something else because he had to go do something. And all day long, I didn't hear shit. And then 5 minutes before it was our time, he pops up out of nowhere. Oh, well, I'm here. Like, he stops talking to me less. It's been ongoing, but he's been talking to me less and less and less. And then when I confront him about everything, I'm being told that I'm a liar, or it's in my head, or I'm making this up, or I'm this, or I'm that. I'm not making it up in my head when I see you have 2 new Instagram followers.
And they're women, right?
I don't know, because I don't have Instagram. I just know, but more than likely, it probably is. Because he had no problem tonight saying, well, I'm sorry I yelled at you because I thought you were degrading my feelings and I won't bother you anymore. Thank you for helping me this last year. Sorry I couldn't help you. I mean, just cold, short, and to the point. Which tells me he's got about 2 or 3 backups. So he's going to backup number 1. I guess if that don't work, then he's to backup number 2. And then if that don't work, then he's to backup number 3. And then when that don't work, then he's going to circle back to me and come up with some cockamamie excuse to start a conversation. I've been through this shit before because I dealt with it with my exes. They always come back to me, just like fucking Rico. When Rico and I first broke up, I was devastated. And I was like, please, I want to be back with him. Can he please take me back? Whatever. And then I got over it. And I was done and I was ready to move on. And then as soon as I did move on and Mike and I first met and we're in a few months, then Rico pops back up and starts trying to message me. Hey, how are you doing? I miss you. Just letting you know I'm thinking about you, blah, 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 blah. And this went on for like months. Like I would say, I don't mind being your friend because I care about you. I said, but I have a boyfriend. And whenever he would try to pursue something sexual, I would have to say, tell him off. I'm not going to do this. I'm in a relationship. And then a couple months later, he'd message me again. Hey, how are things doing? Are you still with so-and-so? Yes, I'm still with them, but we can still talk. So I was faithful to a T. And with everybody, I've had several people hit on me. I've had several people come on to me, and I've been nothing but faithful to him. And this coming from the same man that's called me a fat bitch, that's called me a zero, that's fucking said that nobody's going to want me, because nobody else can deal with my autistic child, my autism, my health issues, or my overzealous daughter. And with me being poor, nobody's going to want to marry me. They're just going to want to fuck me and move on, like everybody else has. This came from his mouth. The same man that supposedly cares about me said the same shit to me. And you guys have heard it all.
Yeah. Heard it for months.
For almost 16 months. It would have been 16 months on the 7th of March.
Yeah. It's almost been a year since I've known about this. Yeah.
And it's been 2 years since Spicy Eeyore Sins knew him. Because he was over on the other channel with him. So he knows him. So it's fucking chaos. I've begged and I've pleaded and I've cried. Please just stop doing this shit. And he just would keep doing it. And then you want me to be okay with you canceling my date, our date, for one of the only days we have. And I'm supposed to be okay with it because you're tired from driving in a car to the airport. You're going to cancel it. I mean, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, it wasn't. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh yeah, it ain't like it's an all day thing unless he's a taxi driver.
It's just the point of you want me to be your shoulder to cry on, but then when it's our time to spend time together, instead of saying, hey, you know, I can spend time with my girlfriend, watch something, I may not be into it, I'll be devastated, but at least I'll know I'll have my support. No. No, he's that way about everybody.
Yeah. You even said he was that way about me, probably.
He was that way about you because I was in here talking to you when we were talking about something to do with sex, and he got mad as fire. Why are you talking about sex in front of guys? Because then guys automatically think about them having sex with you.
No, well, me, I can understand that because not to blow my own horn. A lot of women said that I look great and all that stuff. Then I got the voice for it, so I can understand that though. On the other side,
I'm not even flirting with y'all, and y'all ain't even flirting with me, and you would get fucking jealous. But then you're going to, again, it's the hypocrisy. You're going to go off with another woman and do all this other shit, but then I can't be jealous. That makes absolutely no fucking sense.
This reminds me of something. Days of Our Lives? No, back to that. When I was in my early years on YouTube, you'll probably see my playlist when I did a video with that red-headed guy, me and my late great dog and all this stuff.
Oh.
Oh yeah, like Chuck. Yeah, in real life, he had this girlfriend he met when he was getting ready to finish high school and all this stuff. He had this girl, like I think around 2009 to 2010ish. He found out that she was married the whole time behind his back, because in the back of her car he found some marriage documents and all that stuff. And then he was still messing around with her. I'm like, you need to ditch her ass. You found out she was married, ditch her. Then it almost drove him to the point when he wanted to blow his fucking brains out. He almost
Mike had driven me to that point a couple times in the early stages of it. Because I fucking had just got over the shit with Rico. And I just want to be fucking loved. I mean, just be loved unconditionally. And I want my children to be loved and accepted. And that's all I fucking want. And to have a family. And somebody want to stand by my side no matter what. And to, you know, look in my eyes and tell me I'm the best thing that ever happened to them. And love me for me. And accept me. I mean, I know I'm far from perfect. But just fucking love me and accept me. Not tell me that I'm fat and I shouldn't eat this and whatever. And talk to me like I'm a piece of garbage. I mean, because I accept people for, you know, you knew I was fat in the beginning when we met. That's what I don't understand. It would be one thing if you met me skinny and I put on weight. I've been this way the whole time I've known him.
You know what? It shouldn't matter if you was skinny at first. He shouldn't do that to you.
I mean, because I have somewhat self-esteem. Because I was made fun of all my life. Being a fat kid or being that kid or being whatever. So I started getting comfortable in my skin. You know, and fucking I would do streams with Jake and whatever, and I'd be wearing my low-cut shirts because I felt pretty. Yeah, I was showing cleavage, but I felt pretty and I felt good about myself. And I stopped doing that shit because I was in a relationship, so I wasn't going to be showing my tatas and all that shit like that.
Because I used to see that all the time.
Yes. So I stopped doing that shit out of fucking respect because that's how I am. I am loyal as a fucking dog. I don't cheat. I don't believe in any of that shit. And I knew he sold it to me when we first met, to the effect of, I'm here for my kids until my kids can leave, and then I'm getting out of the house. He sold it to me like they were roommates. Because, like I said before, I was in a situation where I had an ex living with me, and they were helping me pay the bills, but there was no emotional attachment. I wasn't with them at all. So I got it, and I understood it, and I was okay with that, and that's what I was okay with. But the further along in the relationship we got, it started becoming more and more like, oh, I've got to go to a birthday party. Well, it's her birthday. I got to go do this for her birthday. Oh, well, she bought me a birthday cake. Oh, well, we got to go on a vacation. We got to get fucking family portraits done. Oh, we got to go on another vacation. That's not stuff you do with somebody that you can't stand. I mean, that's stuff that she can do on her own. And you can do stuff with your kids. That's what I don't understand. And I said, if your mom wanted pictures, why did she have to be in them? Why can't you just take pictures with the kids? Well, I'm just, as far as blah, 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 and they're this and they're that and blah, 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 blah. Like, so again, you're lying to somebody. I think you're lying to me. And evidently that fucking cunt is stupid and dumber than a box of rocks, because you cheated on her multiple times and she still ain't left.
No, she just another hoe, so she loves.
I don't fucking get it. I mean, I'm not the first one that she's aware of that he's cheated on her with, and she's still there. And from what he tells me, he ain't giving it to her. So I don't know what the fuck is keeping her with him, unless it's because he cleans the house. That's the only thing I can figure, unless he's lying to me about the whole situation, which I'm leaning towards more of that, as I'm thinking he just lied to me the whole time. I honestly believe in my heart that he would sleep downstairs when it was our nights, and then go up there and sleep with her like nothing's wrong. That's what I honestly believe in everything. I think that everything, he was living two different lives, which he had told me he was. Go and be the perfect family man with her, rub suntan lotion on her, tell her how amazing she is, and then that same night come and make me get off, and then get him off, and then go back and play house again. I'm not a fucking hoe. I'm not going to fucking do that shit. I only do that shit with somebody I'm in a relationship with, because that's just how I am. I'm not going to go fucking sleep around like that. I mean, I accepted a lot of his shit and a lot of his flaws. I've put up with a lot of shit. I put up with a lot of what's the fucking word? Being talked to like I'm a piece of trash. And I would still give him chance after chance after chance after chance after chance. And then after a year and a half, the only thing you have to say is, I will not bother you anymore. Thank you for helping me for the past year. I wish I could help you. What the fuck does help have to do with it? What do you mean help? You make it sound like you're a fucking therapist. What were you helping?
That's what I like to know.
I don't understand exactly. What the fuck were you helping? What does that mean? I mean, is that what you saw it? That I was helping you? I mean, what, helping you nut? Fuck what? I mean, no, shit.
He don't know what he was helping. He ain't helped nothing at all, as far as I know.
Because he couldn't fucking say anything. He couldn't tell me what he helped. That's all he said.
Yeah, you did the helping. You sent money to him and all that stuff. He ain't sent nothing.
I sent him money for his birthday. I sent him money for cigarettes before. I've paid his phone bill. I even bought him a Metallica wallet because I know he likes Metallica. And he ends up telling me, oh, well, I don't carry wallets. So he pretty much rejected that he didn't want it. Because I wanted something for him to have physically so he could think of me. And he tells me he doesn't want it. He makes me a card and sends it to me. And yeah, I fucking loved it because I never got this shit before. But he only sent it because he was obligated to. The same thing with the Christmas present.
Uh-huh.
I had to bug him to get me a Christmas present. And yeah, it's a thought that counts, but at the same time, you wanted to save money for your cigarettes and weed instead of putting tracking on it, or even investing the money to spend more on it. And like I said before, he fucking knows that sometimes I'm struggling. So he, in the same fucking time, he knows I'm fucking struggling. So instead of saying, hey, my girl needs $20 or whatever, let me go without some grass or whatever, so my girl can have some. He never fucking did that shit. Well, I gotta have my phone, and I gotta have this, and I gotta have that, and I never asked him to. I asked him one time because I was desperate. I said I just need fucking help. So he goes into his PayPal, and he sends me something. And he's like, oh shit, that came out of my credit card. Well, now she's going to see the bank statement. Well, now everything's ruined, so I hope you fucking enjoyed the money.
Yeah.
And messages everybody, well, I'm going to be gone for a while. I'm going to go dark for a while. All devastated, thinking that she's going to see the receipt and see he sent it to me. And he never said anything, like just totally ready to toss me aside. Like nothing. So I sent the money back to him. I said, just fucking keep it. I don't want it.
Yeah, you did, right? No, I would have kept that money if I were you, because you did most of the helping them out with things. With money, I would have kept that money, because that's really money he owed you. But I know that...
Well, then he was fucking... I brought that up, in one of the fights. He's like, yes, you bought me one pack of cigarettes, and you paid my phone bill once. Thank you so much. Like, he said it sarcastically. Because his fucking friend, or I guess the cunt, paid it again, and his best friend had bought him like 4 or 5 packs of cigarettes. So now it's like turning into a competition thing. Well, he bought it. I'm not going to compete with anybody. I'm not. I did it with my last $20. I did it with my last $30. And I gave it to him. I took food out of my children's mouth and cigarettes out of my mouth to give to him. Because that's what you fucking do when you love and care about somebody.
Yes.
I would stay up all night long and nights before work and talk to him. Waiting for him to message me. Waiting for him to do whatever he had to get done doing. Because I couldn't go to bed without him. I couldn't start my day without him. I mean, fucking all this shit. And I'm investing all this other shit. And he's going and doing his other shit and living his own fucking life. I told him the other day, I said, you have nothing to fucking lose if we were to really break up or I were to go somewhere. I said, you don't have anything to lose because you have everything in that house right there. I'm just a convenience. That's all it is. I'm a hobby and I'm a convenience. He can't genuinely tell me or look into my eyes and tell me that he loves me and he cares about me and he can't go without me. Without it involving sex of some sort. And he says it's not about sex. Well, it's got a lot to do with it. It may not just be all about it, but it's got a lot to do with it. Because he would only do shit recently after I would harp about it. I mean, I just... I don't know what the fuck he expected me to just do. Say, okay. Grieve for your kid that's leaving. Don't worry about our date night. And then just not give a fuck. That's what hurts more than anything. It's the fact that he just doesn't give a fuck. I mean, he just go on without on his day. I mean, and it just doesn't bother him. I fucking waited for midnight for my New Year's kiss. I didn't get that either. Because he was kissing on her. And so it's just stuff like that. Like fucking... It's just little things. And I guess that was fucking too much. And then I'm going to be too tired to do this. And I'm just going to be exhausted from going to the airport and coming home. And I'm just going to be exhausted from bawling my eyes out. And I'm just going to do this. Okay, so what are you trying to tell me? You don't want to see me tomorrow? What? Are you going to be laying in bed with her? Fucking just tell me the truth. Just stop lying to me. I'm so tired of being fucking lied to. I could fucking scream. and then tell me you're not lying, but yeah, your actions say something different than your words. And it's just fucking frustrating. Like, yeah, I'm fucking upset because I want my children to have a stable man in their life. And, you know, and he would have his fucking moments where it would be sweet, and he would ask my daughter about her homework and give her advice about school. And my son even started talking to him and listening to him, and it was the sweetest thing in the world. And we would have these extremely sweet moments. Or, like, we'll sit and watch a movie together, and it was just so, you know, it felt like a family because I saw him as my family.
Yes.
And then I got a slap in the fucking face when we're watching a movie with my youngest daughter, and that fucking cunt walks into the room asking about something, and he perks up like a dog, starts wagging his tail, and is soft-spoken and so sweet, which he's never talked to me like that, and goes, thank you, guys. I'm sorry I'm taking it over.
It's all good. You're the visitor here, so.
Thank you. And then goes off and does whatever he wants to do with her, and so it's like a slap in the face. Like, I can't enjoy my world and my family without that fucking other reality he has interrupting it. I mean, it's fucking her, and I told him, I said, I understand the children. I said, send me pictures of the kids. I want to know about the kids. You know, I want to get to know them because they're yours. And, you know, be a part of their lives. He never did any of that shit. He would tell me some stuff about them, but he would never send me pictures. He would never give me any of these updates. It was never anything.
So you never seen. So
I've seen pictures of him on his Facebook and stuff when I used to be on it. And when he had went to the beach this last time, I said, take pictures. I want to see pictures of you and the kids together. He didn't fucking send me anything. And then he tells me on the phone, oh, well, I sent my dad some pictures of me and the boys. Well, I had asked you for pictures of you and the kids. I wanted to see them. And then after I say that and I get upset, then he sends them.
Okay.
It's like, why wouldn't you want your girlfriend to see that stuff? And he would do this shit and say, well, I did this for you and I did that for you. But that's not my love language.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Like, I know I never had any kids before, but I had pets. I always wanted the women that I was seeing to see my pets. But, yeah, they were like my children.
And I told him, I said, I would love to meet them when this shit gets done. I would love to meet them because I know that, you know, they're a part of you, and I would love them. And then he acts like, well, I don't know, that's up to them when they're grown and blah, blah. Like, he was iffy about it. Like, almost like I wasn't good enough to meet his children. So it's like, how are you're saying all this shit, and you're confusing me. Either you care about me, and I make you happy, and you love me, and you want to be with me, or you're ashamed of me and you only want me to be the secret that you fuck around with in your little plaything. It can't be both.
Yeah.
You can't have, well, I'll take half of a fuck buddy and then I'll take half of a relationship and then I'll mix it together. That's what he would fucking do. A relationship isn't just fucking. Isn't just fucking. Exactly that. It's not just fucking. There's a lot of shit involved in making a relationship work, at least here in America. I don't know about Brazil. I don't know about Mexico. I don't know about any other culture. But I know here, it takes a lot of shit to make shit work.
Yeah, you can't just do one thing.
I mean, and he would talk about how, you know, women are this and women and liberated this and liberated that. And how women are this, and he was treated like this by a woman. I have to be nothing but building up this man's ego, telling him how wonderful he is, giving him affirmations, telling him how much I love him, making sure he gets off every day, you know, wanting to watch stuff that I know he likes because I know he likes it. Like, I know he likes Star Wars. So I would volunteer to say, hey, let's watch Star Wars or something tonight. Let's watch news or something tonight. You know, let's do that. No, because I knew he liked it. So I would put my likes aside for him. So it's like little stuff like that. But and then every once in a while, he would do that, and he would have his sweet gestures. Like he would take pictures of flowers and send them to me, and that was my version of getting flowers. And I loved it, and I loved the card and all that stuff. But it would only be after a fucking fight. It wouldn't be like getting up in the morning and, you know, not a fight in sight and him do. It would be after, like a day after a fight or an hour after a fight. He would go and do something sweet, like pick flowers or sing to me or whatever. And that would be his way to reel me back in. Because he knew that shit that I wanted him to do.
Uh-huh.
But so yeah, it's sweet, but it's not the same thing than you actually doing it on your own. You're doing it because you feel obligated to, because you want me to take you back.
Yeah.
I don't need you to go and do all this extra shit just to have me back. All I needed you to fucking do is to want to do stuff with me. I mean, that's what I've been trying to tell the man for the last 16 months. Is to want to do these things. Text me in the morning. There should be no reason why you can't text me. I understand that.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, he should at least leave you a hello, good morning.
And he would, but it wouldn't be an everyday thing. It would only, it's the best way I can describe it is he would do it if he didn't have something better to do. Like if he didn't have something else to do, then he would focus on me. Like we would have our mornings, we would get up, he would tell me good morning, we would talk for a long time, and then we would get started on our day. Well, here the last few months, it's been good morning, you know, good, let's have a good morning clapping cheeks section, and then he's gone for the day. And then I don't hear from him again until the middle of the afternoon, late afternoon. And then a whole walk. And then I don't hear from him again until late at night. So he's back to being the way he was when we first met. It's like instead of progressing and shit being good, it's like he's regressing and going back to the shit he was doing when we first met. And then when I bring up, okay, so are you doing something with her? Is there somebody else? No, there's nobody else. No, I'm not doing nothing else. Okay, so you're voluntarily blowing me off and not talking to me then. I don't know how I'm supposed to fucking take that. I don't get it, and I don't understand that, and that's what I've been trying to get through to him. And he never wants to have a conversation because he said it's fighting, and he doesn't like fighting. It's not fighting, it's trying to get to the bottom of these problems. They're discussions.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it seems like fighting, but like you said, it's trying to get to the root of the problem so we can solve it and make sure this shit doesn't happen again.
That's all I've been trying to do for the past 16 months, but we never get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, know what? Because I know it wasn't none of my business, though. They're my parents. I just want to get to the bottom of why they was drifting apart and getting ready to split up and divorce and all that stuff. Like, no, it's more than a decade too late. No, I spend more time with my dad. I was finding out recently, and then telling him I've been seeing things that he and her didn't notice. Sure. Yeah, maybe I could have spoke up and said something around those times, but I was going through my own personal shit.
And he said that his oldest son, the one that's leaving, he said his oldest son had seen me on his laptop and that he had asked him about me. He's like, so Dad, did you pay for an OnlyFans? And Mike told me he told his son that, hey, honey bunch. He said that he had told his son that he met somebody that made him feel loved and cared for and gave him attention and all this other stuff. And that's what he told me for is that I made him feel loved and cared for and gave him attention and affection and all this other shit. Well, with your son being grown, why couldn't you have been man enough to say, hey, you know, I've met somebody else, I'm in love with her, but I want to keep a strong household for you and your brother, or whatever. I don't fucking know. Your son would respect you more for that. So that's where a lot more questions come out to me. Is shit's either not as bad as you're telling me, or something, because it doesn't make any sense to me. Well, it doesn't have to make, I'm just trying to do this for my boys, and I'm just trying to do that for my boys, and
welcome home, right?
Welcome to home. I mean, I just, again, and not to sound like a broken record, you want to stay together for your kids, but if you're not being affectionate and loving, then what is that showing your kids? That's the whole thing I don't get. I would rather be divorced and my kids see me, and I don't care if I have to go over there every day, pick them up from school, whatever. I would still see them every day and be a part of their life. And I would want them to see me happy rather than be obligated. Well, I'm not leaving my house. My house, it's would always be a fucking excuse. My house or the kids or something. It was always a fucking excuse. But the two main ones were either the house or the kids. And I didn't ask him to just up and leave. I just asked him. I said, I just want to spend time with you because I love you. And when shit is good, God, my fucking voice. And when shit is good, I like being around you. But this last few times with this bullshit, I mean, fucking A.
Yeah.
So I have no doubt that he has probably got another 2 or 3, 4 ones lined up.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna find another few women to do this too, if he hasn't already, or ain't already had them. So.
Well, like I said, with him being as cold as he was, I have no doubt that he probably already has one backed up, and that's why he's been on Instagram so much. Because he has backups. So I have no fucking doubt that's the case. But yes, honey buns, just stuff again. We've broke up for good now. Because of a bunch of bullshit. And I ain't heard anything from him. And I got a cold response, which generally guys leave when they already have a backup. Mm-hmm. And they have no emotions involved.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what somebody
yeah, but that's why things don't work with marriages and relationships these days, because BS like this.
Exactly. And see, my thing was I was fucking faithful. You would have thought that I would have had backup. Be like, okay, well, it don't work. I can get somebody else. Because I don't fucking work like that.
Yeah.
But now it's come back to bite me in the ass, and I look like a fucking moron.
Yeah, listen to what Honey Butt has to say to you. She could be right.
Yeah.
The best, healthiest thing for you. Stay strong and positive. Yeah, I agree. I didn't trust that guy to begin with. Because this stuff about marriage and all this other stuff is very, very difficult these days. And that's why I'm the way I am. So, well, I'm going to put the camera on me for a bit, so hold up. Yeah, you see no rings on these hands. But people wonder about me. Why not? Well,
my face is all red and blotchy from bawling my eyes out. My eyes are swollen, so I'm not getting on the camera.
Yeah, I don't expect you to, so you ain't got to. You can stay as you are. But I know you're still beautiful to me, eh? But anyways, back to...
Oh, thank you. It's so nice.
That's not too bad, but anyways, people ask about me. Well, I'm not. Know what? Okay, there are reasons and there are excuses. Okay, I guess I'll come up with the reason and excuse at the same time. Know what? After seeing what happened with my parents over a decade ago, and my little brother went through the same He's my only brother. My baby brother, he went through the same thing, a divorce a few years ago. I'm not trying to go down that route. It's been too much heartache that I dealt with, and it felt like I'm about to have a cardiac arrest. So I'm trying to be as happy as possible. Yeah, and the guy at work says to me, "You know what? You shouldn't let that consume you." Shoot, I don't know if I'm too late.
Yeah. You're a good person too, Ice.
You know what? Yeah, the last time I almost hooked up with somebody. You know what? The kid wasn't mine though. I would have took care of it if it was my own, but she didn't show me no fucking commitment. I helped her out with money. She hounded me when I was struggling because I don't grow on trees. I was trying to save up to buy a car. She kept hounding me for money, but she said she didn't ask for much. I'm like, let's like 20 to 40 or sometimes 60, so almost every day. But
like I said before, and it's when Honey Bunch I was telling her last time, I didn't fucking expect him to do any of this shit.
Thanks, honey.
I was just hoping that he would see me struggling and be like, hey, instead of me spending his money on weed or cigarettes, my girl is struggling, he would want to do it. He never fucking did that shit. And the last time he did it, he fucking made me regret it.
Yeah, but anyways, back to my story. She said she didn't ask for much and all this stuff. I'm like, and at the beginning of the weekend on a Friday, I take 100 out the ATM for the week. The rest of the money I spend is on my card. It's like taking care of business, like groceries, bills, the car note, the car insurance. But that's not all in the same week. But yeah, I'm sorry if I said anything. No, you ain't say nothing wrong. I just don't like my friends. Yeah, we all feel bad for the area. So I know
you said nothing wrong. You've been awesome, and I appreciate you.
Just don't do
exactly, and that's all I've been trying to tell him, Mike. And that's the thing is, he fucking couldn't do the few things I asked him not to fucking do. It's like he would do it on purpose.
Yeah, but Honey Bun says she don't know how girls manage to keep that energy. Well, shoot, I don't know if anybody can do that, but anyways,
exactly. I'm fucking faithful as shit for him, and I don't know the truth of what went on for the last 16 months. I was faithful as hell.
But she says loyalty is something that a lot of people don't understand. I believe they all understand. They just don't want to accept and make any changes.
Exactly. Like it started when I'm an empath, so I can feel changes in people's energy.
But me, back to that story, that girl already had a kid by somebody else, but I was paying for that kid's milk and all that stuff. My dad raised me not to hook up with. My dad raised me not to hook up with no woman already with children, though I didn't go by that. But the way things are going these days, no offense to you women out there, I almost want to agree with my father, but I don't want to do that though.
I get it. It's like there's issues in the relationship, like they're still hooked on each other and whatever. There's drama. I get it. But if they're like completely separated, like my situation, I don't associate with my children's fathers. So it's just me.
Yeah.
But we're a package deal. And like I said, there's fucking kids involved. Like after a year and a half, my kids got fucking attached. Yeah. And it may not have meant fucking anything to him, but it meant shit to me because my kids were, starting to come to him and tell him stuff and seek advice.
Yeah. Mike is making sense. Funny guys making sense. And me, you know what? Then I remember every time she wanted to talk to me, most of the time she always wanted money from me. Then one time she knew what she was doing was jacked up and she was sounding me, which was wrong. She said, you know what? Never mind, I do it myself. I get it myself. Since I know you're mad at me. So she knew what she was doing was jacked up. And then threatened not to talk to me anymore because I didn't respond back to her because I was being rude. I was like, I couldn't talk to you right now. I was doing something else. Because every time you speak with me, you always want something, but you never return the favor to me. She only did it a few times before. No, you're not supposed. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. Not you. I scratch your back, you scratch my back every other time.
No, it's relationships are 100-100.
Yeah.
It's not 50-50. They're 100-100. Like, you've got to give the same that you want.
Do a lot of, yeah, I understand that. There are some great women on here, honey, but you and Ariel, Betty, y'all are the few of them. But know what?
You.
But yeah, I try not to go that route because we live far as away from each other. Most likely, 100.9% likely, but yeah, go where I'm coming from.
Yeah, no, I completely get it because it's like Mike said, you gotta treat people how you want to be treated, and that's how I was treating him. I was treating him how I wanted to be treated. I mean, I was loyal as fuck to him. Like, he never asked me for money or anything. I did it on my own because I was like, okay, he doesn't have any cigarettes. Let me just make sure he has some cigarettes. Even though I went without, I was like, okay, I want him to have it because that's what you do when you love somebody. So, I mean,
yeah. Thank you, man.
Thank you. It's just fucking. I don't feel like I asked for a whole lot, and anytime I would bring up the same issues, like, hey, how about we do this, or why don't you do that? Well, he would say that I was asking for more, or I needed more, and no, I wasn't. It's always been the same stuff. He would do it for a little bit, and then he would stop. That's the problem. Why do you stop? When we get a happy medium, you stop.
You know what, Ariel? Another thing, like, I kind of dealt with some similar things. Like, I was at a bar 9 years ago, actually a casino / juke joint bar. That big ass casino has pretty much everything. Like, I had a good lady that was seeing me and all this stuff. Like, on one night, I seen her all over different guys and all this stuff. And I looked at her, then she looked at me like she don't know me. So I left her ass behind. I'm like, no, I hope you drove her. Other than that, your ass is walking home. That she texted, says, don't be mad at me. I tried to get him off me. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Exactly. Like, I don't ask for a whole lot of shit. I just ask for, like I said, a good morning text, fucking love and affection. And when I'm fucking laying in a hospital bed getting an IV, I would hope that you would want to call me, video call me, something, and be with me the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, the last time I was in the hospital, he went and took a nap.
Yeah.
So it's like, what the fuck?
I remember that story you told me. Like, yeah, but when that broad was in the hospital, he was pacing around. I remember you saying.
Yes, and when in the beginning, a few months ago, I was at a regular checkup, doctor's checkup, and he took it upon himself to go out of his way to video call me while I was at the doctor's to be there for me. And he was, telling the doctor stuff and, what he sees and just whatever. But yet he he just stopped doing it. So again, that leads back to the same shit. You're obviously talking to somebody else, or shit's going good with somebody else, or whatever. Because you're not being the same person, or you're not doing the same shit I've seen you do. So what am I supposed to think?
Yeah. You know what? Just think the obvious. He didn't expect you to think the obvious. He knew deep inside.
Exactly. So, I mean, I would ask, hoping he would tell me the truth, but I would always be told something different. Well, that's not the case. That's not happening. That's all in your head. Blah, 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 blah. Just whatever. Tell me whatever the fuck I wanted to hear.
Yeah, just No, I'll be like this. Don't tell me what I want to hear. Tell me what I need to hear, so I can progress with my life.
I mean, that's all I wanted to fucking do was just progress. And
even if the shit upset me, just say it anyways. That's what I would have been like if I had the strength to do that.
Well, what I'm like, shit would be fine and stuff would be going good, and then it's like something would fuck up, or he would pull back and stop doing the shit he was doing. Like, he was very attentive to me at one point, and then he just stopped doing shit. And then it's like whenever I bring it up, well, that's not the case. That's not what blah 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 blah. I can tell a difference in what you're doing.
Exactly. But me, like, back to my story about that recent lady I talked about. Like, okay, I had that good time with her that one time, and then we spoke here and there and all that stuff. Like, I ain't see her for 2 years because she went to jail and all that stuff. Then she pops back up again. Okay, at a different bar. I said, no, I'll meet you. We exchanged numbers, so I'll meet you there. But she says, I got to do something. But the last time we seen each other back in 2017, she was scared to talk to me. She gets one of her friends that's far more attractive than she is and younger, has her get my number by her and all that stuff. So whatever. I don't know where she's coming from.
Yeah.
No.
I don't fucking know.
Okay, you're scared to talk to me, but you was playing games with me years ago. Yeah, she was a bad girl. She had it going good. Lost her doctor's license and all that stuff. Now she reduced to working at a restaurant.
Exactly. That's my thing. That's my whole point in a nutshell, Mike, is what I was trying to tell. Just tell me the fucking truth. Don't comfort me with a lie.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, if you're not a person of your word, then I won't want nothing to do with you. Because I know most of us have children, and we teach them the same thing about lying. You lie, your ass going to get smoked. Well, not smoked, but burned. Bottom line.
Exactly. Like, I can fucking tell a difference in your behavior. And then when I bring it up, well, there's nothing wrong. It's, there's nothing wrong. It's you. There's nothing wrong. So why am I seeing a difference in your behavior then if nothing's going on? I mean, it's just fucking...
Yeah, it can be behind your back to your face, away, left, right. Doesn't matter. I don't like the lying shit.
That's like my kid when I confront her with something because I see her do something. I'm like, why'd you do that? She'll look at me straight to my face and say, I didn't do it. I just watched you do
it. I'm like, shoot, we already saw you. Game over. The gig is up. I keep going.
I mean, like, just tell me the fucking truth. Because your change in behavior says something different than what you're telling me.
We talked about that earlier, Honey Bunch.
Oh yeah, that's what happened today, Honey Bunch, with the situation. I started mine today, and after he yelled at me, after me not talking to him all day, he said, "Oh well, it's just your PMS. You're just PMSing."
I like in the show you got behind my back collar. Nothing wrong with that. It is beautiful, Graham.
I mean, how the fuck are you going to ask if I'm PMSing after you just screamed at me? And that's why I'm being bitchy. I don't know. Maybe it's me. I don't fucking know. Maybe there's something wrong with me.
Yeah. No, sometimes we ask ourselves when things go wrong, ask ourselves, are we part of the problem or are we the main problem? But I'll be like, you know what? Who knows and who gives a shit? All I know is, hey, you ain't right for me. This shit doesn't work, so the hell with it.
I mean, I would fucking
Really? Really?
what?
I was talking to Honey Bunch.
Oh.
But yeah.
And I told him earlier, I said, you have fucking two choices. Go this way and block my shit. Don't come on my shit. Don't watch my shit. Don't do nothing. Or apologize and stop with this bullshit. And he fucking didn't say anything. And then after I got tired and broke up with his ass, then he said, well, I'm sorry.
Okay.
You know.
Understood. Oh, yeah. But, like, that's a better move than I said. Because I said, if I were you, no, I would have gave him a time limit.
And I fucking did. And the fucking thing, like,
That's
and I started accepting all the other shit. And I was tolerant and all this other shit. Like, and fucking, it would always be something new.
Mm-hmm. But me, no, you get, because I said I would have gave that guy a time limit. People like to take vacations of the summer and sometimes around Christmas. I would have gave him that time limit. But it's better to do away with him now than later on. So.
Well, like I said, he said that all his attention on right now is his son leaving. And that's all his mind is on right now. He's just so devastated. He can't even think about anything else because he's just so overwhelmed. So that's fine. I mean,
yeah, I understand the concern about the children, but that concern to the point where he ignores you, shoot. I'm like, shoot, I got somebody in my life leaving
that's
home.
exactly what I fucking said. I'm like, you're going to say thank you for being there for me. Like, that's all you have to say after a year and a half is thank you for being there for me. So evidently, I guess the new one is, I don't fucking know.
Like, if somebody in your life leaves you and all this stuff, like a kid, like he says, leaving home and all this stuff, he should have somebody like you, for instance, to fall back on him, his other children. Yeah.
That's what I was fucking thinking. I was like, you know, he was telling me on the walk, well, I fucking, you know, need you to be my shoulder right now. And then in the same breath, you're going to say, well, I'm going to be too devastated to want to do anything or blah, blah, blah. Okay, so what, you're talking out of both sides of your mouth. Do you need me or do you not need me? I mean, you're fucking, it's confusing as fuck. And I've kept taking him back, and kept taking him back, and kept taking him back, and kept taking him back, kept dealing with shit, kept taking him back, kept dealing with shit. Yeah. And it's the same shit over and over fucking again. All I fucking wanted you to do was love me unconditionally. But I couldn't love you and be upset about shit, but you could be. So it was a fucking contradictory and two-faced. So, yeah. I don't know. I have no doubt that he may be watching this now. Or he's laying in the bed being upset. Or he's watching somebody else's stream. It's one of the three.
Hey, well, I got a question. If he's watching this right now and want to come up, I'm going to let that be up to you. Would you allow it?
I'm not holding my breath that he will.
Thanks, man. But, like, if he wanted to come up, then would you want him to come up? Because it's up to, I'll leave it up to you.
If he wanted to come up and had something to say, then yeah, I would love to hear it.
Because I can host this and mediate and all this stuff. No, I'm the mediator when people have beef on here and all this stuff. Though I
Yeah,
never
I
did it
think
this
you
way.
be a good mediator.
That way before. Then I give my 2 cents. Though I don't think it'll be much, but
Like I said, he's either watching this, or he's watching something else, or he is asleep, or he's dead. Well, I know he's not asleep because it's too early, so he's probably fucking doing fucking whatever. I don't fucking know, or talking to his new one. I don't know.
yeah, probably. Or number 4, he's wasted, passed out. Well, that's number 3. That he's in the bed or something.
Oh, probably his friend might be over there and he might be drunk. That's another thing too. Yeah, that's a possibility in itself. But right after I broke up with him, he told me he just got home and was eating dinner with his oldest. So I don't fucking know if his friend showed up. So
No, I just let him do whatever, then ignore him for enough period of time, maybe like a month or 2 or so, and maybe he'll forget about you on some days, but not most days. He'll say, "No, what the hell with it? She figured me out. I may as well move on too."
But that's the thing that always fucking happens, though, Ice, is that then it's not. This is all my fucking exes. I mean, I'm not toting my own fucking horn. Well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah.
Oh.
So.
Yeah. All my fucking exes have done this shit. Have come back. Every fucking one of them.
Yeah. But hey, weren't you married to one of them, or you never been married?
I was married when I was 16.
Oh.
And I was married to him. I want to say we were married a total of 4 years, but we divorced. We separated after I want to say 2, and fucking it's we were married till he got divorced, but he had already met somebody else and got her pregnant. So by the time we were divorced, he's moved on, and since then he's still married to her, and they have another child. So,
see him got some advice.
No.
Hey, don't become a lesbian. Though I got nothing against the gay people, but hey, some other man a loyal right man might want a shot at her. So don't convince her to do that.
The only time I would be a lesbian is like I've seen some of these videos on Facebook where they're the masculine women. And they're very attractive. I mean, they're what they call thirst traps. And that's how I used to be, Mike. Like, my fucking son's father, he used to beat the shit out of me. And he used to put his hands on me. And, I never had to deal with that before. And then he would apologize and say sorry and wouldn't do it again. And I was pregnant, so I was trying to keep my family together. So he just kept putting his hands on me and shit like that. And, I met him at Job Corps because I was trying to get a career and get a life. And I put all my shit aside because I was pregnant. So he went there and he got what he went there to do. He went to get his GED and whatever. So he finished all his shit. Well, I couldn't because I was pregnant and I was in security. So I left and I packed my shit, and he was living in Michigan. So I packed all my shit and I moved up to Michigan and stayed with him. And we were living with his grandmother. Well, his grandmother didn't like me. I guess it was because she was trying to baby him and coddle him. And I fucking was trying to be a couple because we were engaged and we were a couple, and I wanted to do things on our own, like, set up our own bank account, whatever. And I got a job, and we eventually got our own apartment. And she would come over there and she would still try to run it and still try to know what he did with his money and still try to do all that shit. And I was like, no, I pretty much told her off. Well, she didn't like that. So that put a strain in the relationship on top of everything else. So then I'm laying in bed with him, and I think that I can swear that I think that I got like a third eye or something, because I was laying in bed, and I had this dream that he was talking to somebody else, and I fucking woke up, and I grabbed his phone, and I was looking through his phone, and he was texting his fucking ex-girlfriend. So, I was off work that day. So while he was at work, I destroyed the fucking house. I broke the TV. I cut up shit. I broke shit. I mean, I lost it. Because I was fucking fed up with the shit. So, there's nothing wrong with Joe. So, I fucking left and I went to my friend's, because luckily I had met a friend. She's my friend Kay, and I'm still friends with her to this day. That rhymes. So I went over to her house and I told her what was going on. I said, he's cheating on me. I got nowhere else to go, blah, 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 blah. I don't know what else to do. So she helped me, I stayed with her for a little bit and whatnot. And then I got a bus ticket, and I went and lived with my grandma and took care of her for like a year and a half. And then when shit didn't work out, when she had to go into a nursing home, I had started talking to him again because he wanted to be there for our son, and he said he was sorry, and we were just going to live together as roommates and be friends for our son's sake. So I said, okay, I didn't have anywhere else to go, so that was fine. And he was still living in the apartment. So I moved back up there, and a few months after that, I met my daughter's sperm donor. Mm-hmm. And they fucking hated each other because my daughter's sperm donor was dating my son's father's ex. So he didn't like her because of that, because he still had feelings for her. So long story short, he ended up breaking up with this girl, and I was into him. I thought he was attractive. So long story short, I bring him over to the apartment, and one thing led to another, whatever. Well, that same night, I got pregnant with my daughter. And I didn't know it, of course, until 2 weeks after. And I told him, and whatever, and it was this whole big thing, and so whatever. So long story short, after finding out I'm pregnant from him, afterwards I find out he's got like 6 other kids, and he's on the sex offender registry, and he's been married 4 times, and I found all this out after I had my daughter, so I didn't want her to have anything to do with him.
Okay.
So yeah. So that's why I don't associate with them, because one was beating the crap out of me, and the other one was a fucking whore, and it's a child molester because he slept with a 13-year-old. So I don't want him to have anything else to do. I don't want him to have anything to do with my daughter.
Yeah. So. Yeah, no, I disagree, Mike. No, it'll be arguing up here, but it sound like Jerry Springer. Well, the story he was talking about, he was saying, but yeah, I know where he's coming from, but yeah, but I ain't know that you married at 16. I ain't know you can do that.
Yeah, my mom signed for it.
Oh, okay, I understand.
I met him in a Yahoo chat room, and
cool.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, good thing live close by.
Yeah.
I guess that's what stuff was trustworthy back then.
He was in the Navy, so I fucking knew he couldn't be. I at least had that common sense. Like, well, he's in the Navy, so he's in the military, so he can't be too bad. But again, I'm so used to rejection. Like, my mom, after my dad died and my brother died, my mom went to this whole depression, and she kind of rejected me. So I guess psychologically, I was out there looking for love anywhere I can get it. But I have the kids, and I love my children to death. I have the best part of my exes. But it's like, in me trying to find that family unit, I keep getting fucked over.
Yeah, most of us want that family unit. That's Well, that's part of the American dream. We want that family union, and all that stuff. But
Yeah,
only
I fucking want like fucking shit. Like, how was your day, babe? Oh, it was rough. That fucking cunt. You know how she is. She's a pain in the ass. But okay, babe. I know you had a rough day. Here's this, here's that, whatever. How about watching? Let's watch one of those murder documentaries you like. I know that helps you feel better. Just like stuff like that. I mean, fuck. If it makes it easier for the guys out there, and I know Honey Bunch can back me up, all we fucking ask for is effort. Genuine effort.
no, don't feel no. You're not by yourself, Mister Sins. I ain't got none either. So yeah, I've been free for most of my life, adult
Well,
life.
see, and like you guys are like, you and Sins, y'all are good guys, and y'all know your worth and don't fucking settle for these fucking thirst traps. I mean, just because a bitch looks good or it's good in the sack, don't fucking settle for that shit.
No, I can't, cause know what? They hounded me, and I say they do it once, then okay, fine. But they do it a second time, that's my fault.
I mean, my fucking daughter's father, before I knew all this shit, and in between story, he was in and out of jail constantly. And me being like, okay, he's the father of my child. I'm going to try to make nice. So I didn't know why he was in jail. He made up some bullshit thing because I was naive and I just believed anything anybody said because that's just how I was. So I was sending him money. I spent probably about $2,000 on his ass while he was in jail.
Oh, wow.
And then after the fact, I get told why he's in jail. And that's why I cut his ass off. And I don't fucking give a fuck how many fucking other kids he has. I don't give a fuck how many other times he's married. I don't give a fuck how many Facebooks he makes messaging me, wanting his family back. I don't give a fuck because I don't deal with that shit. You're not going to come around my daughter. And as soon as I find out where his ass, because he's a homosexual, he gets with women just so he has somewhere to live. He doesn't care about them. He doesn't love them. He just gets with them because there's somewhere for him to sleep. And I called him out on the shit. When I found out he was cheating on me, I took all his clothes, I threw him out in the yard, and I set him on fire. Because I don't play this shit. Like, I know my fucking worth. So I don't put up with shit. I mean, and they all, even my ex-husband, they all come back. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You were so good. I'm sorry. They all fucking do that.
Yeah.
All of them. And I'm just like, well, why didn't y'all fucking treat me well when you had me? All I asked was for you to do A, B, and C. But you had to do E, F, and G. I mean, I laid it out for you. I tell you, it's not that hard. It's not that difficult. I give you undivided loyalty, attention. I mean, fucking shit. I would fucking cook for their ass and bring it to them. Because that's how I was raised. You cook, you bring it to your man. That's just what you do. So that's how I was raised. And even in my virtual relationship with fucking him, I was loyal to his fucking ass. To a fucking T.
Yeah. But you know what? Yeah, but back to the guy that beat you, that kind of reverts me back to the time my auntie was with a guy I went to junior high with. Yeah, had like 2 kids with the guy. And they used to fight a whole fucking lot. And he used to go to jail over the shit. That's like from the span of 2005 to like 2008. Like my little brother, he's like, in the early years, I told him everything I know. He was hell bent on being a bad boy and wanting to fight everyone. But me, I'm more chiller than him. He loves my brother. I know he's chilled out over the years, but I don't know he got this in him. He loves to fight anybody that violates any member of his family. Anybody who violates me, though, it's my job to look after him. Like, he wanted to beat the hell out of the guy who used to abuse our auntie and all that stuff. I remember one evening, I was at my job. Lord, him and my dad went over to the house to beat the shit out of him, but they didn't get to do it because he had tapped out. Says, "No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it." But no, what? I'm gonna just fast forward. No, we used to tell my little brother, if my auntie likes it, then you love it. I never liked that saying. I was like, if she's okay with it, then let her be. But it was. I knew it would be a better time. She says, "No more today, guy." Like this fateful morning on Sunday back in November 2008, we was done with church, me and the family. My brother, he was still out of town because he was still in college and all that shit. Me and my dad came from an Asians buffet and all this stuff. We got a call. Like it was the very last fight between these two. Well, she stabbed him upside the head with something. I don't know if it was a knife or it was a fork. But she wasn't using her brain. Like she took him to the hospital, left their kids at the house. That caused her. So that's what it led to. She ended up
my
going to jail.
fucking mom, like my family ain't like that shit. I grew up with a mom who was very fucking depressive. And see, the thing was, my dad wasn't the most attractive man, but my dad fucking worked his ass off. Like, he had a disability, but he fucking worked 12, 16-hour days and made sure all 6 of his fucking kids got everything we wanted and needed, and treated my mom like royalty. And she fucking and she fucking treated him like shit. Like, and I swore I was never going to do that, and I resented her for that. Like, I remember, I think I was like my daughter's age. I was like 7 or 8, and I was with him because I didn't really get to see him that much because he worked all the damn time. So the only times we really got to see him were on Sundays, and we would go to church, or he would make us have Bible study, and then we would go out to eat. And I know one time he was off or something. I can't really remember a whole lot of it. I just remember he took me with him to the store, and he was asking me to help him pick out something for my mom because he said that she was mad at him, and he was trying to find something, for her. So that's just the kind of stuff that he would do. Like, he would just to go out of his way to do stuff for my mom, but my mom was just this was before the days where they had postpartum depression and they talked about that stuff.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of her stuff was trauma because her father was a piece of shit, and he would get drunk and he would rape her and her sisters, and it was this whole fucked up thing. So I think that's the other part of her issues. Mm-hmm. So after I'm the youngest of 6, and I know after, I think, because it's my sister, she's the oldest, and then it's 4 boys. So I think after my second brother was born, my aunt said that she developed. Thank you. Yes, he was. I hold everybody to that standard. My dad was a wonderful fucking person. Yeah. He died at 55 because he didn't take care of himself. So yeah. So my aunt says that she thinks that my mom got postpartum depression, and like that's what contributed to her being the way she was, because she never mothered me. Like, my sister was the oldest. She cooked for us. She gave us our baths. She got us ready for school. I mean, she did everything. My sister is 20-something years older than me. So she took care of us. She was like our mother. People at school thought she was my mother because she always came to our performances and all this stuff. And I was in the hospital a lot as a kid because I had kidney issues and stomach issues and stuff. So I was constantly in and out of the hospital. So, but she would be there for that. Like if I was like really ill or really sick, my mom would be there. Thank you. So she would buy us stuff. Like my mom's way of showing love is buying things. Like, yeah, exactly. Like she would, anything we wanted, she would buy it. But she wouldn't be a mother. Like she wouldn't have chats with me. She wouldn't talk to me. She never explained to me what my period was. She never explained to me the birds and the bees. And when I first got my period, I was 11. And I asked her about it. And I was like, she's like, well, you already learned that at school. You don't need to ask me. So it's like, and she would never push me to make friends. I was a hermit. I guess you could say I raised myself and TV raised me because I grew up watching Full House and Step by Step and all that stuff. Yeah. So the TV raised me and the internet raised me. And I raised myself.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I guess that's why I'm so much more comfortable being on the internet and having internet friends and having an internet life more than I am so having a physical life because I don't know how to interact with people. I'm also, autistic. I'm high guess that's part of it now. And I didn't know that until probably like the last 5 years. I just recently found out I'm autistic. And I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And I don't like, because I don't like to be around a whole lot of people. I don't like to be touched a lot of times. Only by certain people, like my kids or whatever. Or if I like you, I don't like random people coming up and I just don't like that stuff. I don't like crowds. I get nervous. I've never had, I've never had any of that shit. So I guess, what I'm getting to my babbling is the fact that, I know, right? I was on webcams. Oh my god!
No, I'll probably sent some myself, but I don't remember it. If I don't remember it, it didn't happen.
Yeah, I was like 15 and 16 doing all that shit.
But me, no, I'm pretty much the same way, but not all of it. Well, since like the end of the millennium, going into the new millennium that we're in now, because back at the end of '98. My parents, which I'm not taking back, I've been saying it for 25 years. Look, they made that stupid decision to move me and my brother away from my friends and from the Little Rock area to the Creighton County area, the most shittiest area in Arkansas and West Memphis. I know most of the family was there. You know what? I didn't care about most of these people. I cared about some of the people. So felt like I fell behind on life because by 2001, 2000, I was a teenager. I should be getting into more teen things.
Yeah.
Know what? But me looking at all these other things and not interacting with people, that was my way of getting over things. Then, I used to get chastised for not wanting to go to the football game or basketball game and being dragged to church, and I hated it. I used to get chastised for not spending time with family and all that stuff. Then they used to come up with threats. I'm going to stop you from watching music videos and wrestling and all that other stuff.
See, my mom never did that. Like, my dad was the disciplinarian. My mom was. Like, my dad provided. But she was the punisher and she was the enforcer. So...
But me, know what? Yeah, both of them was the enforcer to me when it came to that shit. Well, to everything. Okay, when I first moved in at the end of '98, I was like, I'm gonna try to ride this way. Then almost after I said, this shit sucks. Move me and my brother back. I don't want to interact with nobody. They didn't, obviously, and I hated this stuff. They was dragging me into doing things I didn't want to do. Made me miss out on other stuff that I was interested in. Yeah, they used to tell me, if you miss this and that, then that's just that, motherfucker. know what? But by 2000, like I remember one time when my dad had to talk with me and my brother, like he tried to tried to force me to do things I didn't like. Like you will join one of those clubs at school and all that stuff, and blah blah blah. Though I didn't do it anyways.
See, I would have loved to have that. Like,
But
and I'm serious. Like, and again, my dad was born in 44. You know, his parents didn't really, he spent most of his time in bed because he had severe scoliosis. So he had to have back surgery. So he spent half of his childhood in bed. And he met my mom when he was 8. I believe he was 18 and she was 16. And they got married and whatever. So, because she was trying to get out of the house, and my dad pretty much saved her. It was her saving grace. And, you know, they had 6 kids and were together 30 something years. And fucking, like, I wish I had that. You know, I wish I had a mom that said, you're going to do this and you're going to do that. I didn't have that. Like, my mom would tell me to clean my room, and I wouldn't do it because I knew that she would eventually do it. Like, she never made us do anything. She never made us do chores. The only thing that I remember is my dad. Like, my dad would go out there after hours long working and cut the grass. And even as a kid, like, I would say, no, Dad, I'm going to cut it. Because I knew that he shouldn't be out there doing that. So I would go and cut the grass and cut the back grass and stuff for him. Because he shouldn't have been fucking doing that. So, like, the smell of cut grass makes me think of him completely. Because that's just something I remember doing with him. And, you know, I've never heard my dad yell. I don't remember that at all. I know that when they would fight, my mom and dad would fight, they would go in the room and argue. And it would mostly be because my mom would ask him for more money. And he was already working his ass off. But she fucking, you know, again, she would buy me everything. I had everything material I ever fucking wanted. I just never had sleepovers. I never had friends. I never went to clubs. I never did any of that shit. I would go to school and come home and go on either play on one of my game systems or go online once the internet was discovered and we got a computer. That's all I would fucking do.
Yeah, but but like by 2000, well, I think I started losing my mind by the year 2000, doing things unusual that I was too old for. Like, okay, I still collect action figures, but I was bringing them places and stuff I couldn't afford. I used to draw it on a piece of paper and all that stuff and cut it out just to help me cope. Because I should have been doing that. I should have still been in the area I was in the 90s with hanging out with friends. I should have been like going to house parties and all that stuff. Save money to do this and that. My spirit wasn't into it because I was crushed by the end of 98 because things wasn't the same anymore after I begged and pleaded them not to move me and my brothers to where I'm at now. But you know what? I know they were young like we are. They was the same age I am now. We make mistakes. We're bound to make a bunch of mistakes at this age and all this stuff. I didn't care about the family. Shoot, I cared about them when I seen them, but not care too much to be around them. And plus, the environment is shitty, and there ain't nothing but trouble and terrorists and criminals around here. So, yeah, I was behind with life. I just need to cope. So I was gonna catch up eventually. Then 2001 was my worst year ever. I thought about running away. I've never been a suicidal person because I know it's gonna be brighter days and all that stuff. I just thought about running away. Then all the injustices I suffered throughout junior high. You know what? Most of the assholes, the teachers, the principals, my parents kind of sided with them and painted me as the bad guy. That's probably what drove me to run away. But every time I pack my stuff, they see me about to leave, see me on my way out the door, they convince me to stay and all that stuff. And it worked. Because knowing a young man at your early teens, you're easily manipulated. You know what?
I was looking 2004. I mean, 2000 was a bad year because my dad died, and that's when I had my first anxiety attack. And then in 2004, when I found my brother after he committed suicide, that and then leading up were the worst fucking years of my life because my mom just went through this fucking spiral even worse and started becoming a hoarder. And it was just me and her. And I was living in a house with a fucking hoarder. She barely paid attention to me even more. And then she got to the point, I was like 15 at the time. And she would go and leave me for days at a time by myself in the house while she went and met boyfriends she met online. And she fucking was even dating some 20-year-old dude at one point. And she just didn't treat me like her fucking daughter. And, you know, I didn't want all that fucking material shit. I wanted a mother and somebody to push me. Like, after my brother committed suicide, he was a senior and I was a freshman. And I didn't want to go back to that school because it was reminding me too much of my brother. So I dropped out. You know, so I wasn't in school. I was supposed to be doing it virtually and I didn't. I just stopped doing it altogether. And fucking, as far as I know, I don't know if them doing anything as far as contacting her or if they even had truancy back then, because I just stopped going to school and would stay home. And then not too long after that, that's when I met my fucking husband. So it's a whole lot of shit. It's like fucked up. So, you know, and I know we aren't our trauma. And, you know, I'm a big girl now, but a lot of the issues I had growing up, I think are what contributed to me now. And I'm trying to, like, be better and not be my trauma because I want my children to have a mother that's active. So I am proactive and I make sure that I'm there for all their awards and I'm there for all the meetings and I'm there for all their plays and their dance recitals, and I go above and beyond, and I'll, you know, go and spend time with them and try to give my 7-year-old the best advice I can give. And, you know, same thing with my son. They're not old enough yet where they need all that, but I still do the best that I can. And I've took parenting classes and I've done all this shit.
Yeah. Cause but as far as that new area goes, like, so let's pick up where I left off in 2001. Well, years before that, I was on medication and all this stuff. Then they used to chastise me for not eating and the whole lot. That medication kept me from eating. I said, let me get off of this, find some new medication. It's not working for me. I'm starving, then my medication won't let me eat. They say, I'm going to have to shove it down my throat. It doesn't work that way. Yeah. They didn't listen to me when I had good ideas and all that stuff. It made me feel like they treated me like I was a fucking incompetent. That made me want to get away from them even more. But back in at the end of 2000, it looked like I was getting spirits back, either that or 2002. Back in the spirits of things, like, I'm gonna ride this way. I'm on my way out of junior high, 3 years of high school that's left with life with them over here. I'm gonna ride the wave. It's gonna go by quick. It seemed like I was getting some popularity, some notoriety, and recognition back again. So it never touched the shit that I was a part of in the 90s. Back in the Little Rock, North Little Rock and Jacksonville, Arkansas area. But I feel like I'm getting some spirits back and I'm making friends again and going places, going to basketball games, football games.
Yeah.
Shoot.
I kind of wish I did that. I kind of wish I was, you know, I had finished school and did all and went to prom and all. Like I wanted all that and I didn't get it. You know, I eventually got my GED, but I didn't get to experience high school. And I want my kids to do that. I want them to experience that and go through that and not have the regrets that I have. And, you know, I know life's about, you know, living and learning, but sometimes, like, you do have those fucking regrets. And, you know, I don't want that for my kids. And I want my kids to grow up how I grew up. I want my kids to see somebody loving me unconditionally and supporting me and me doing the same thing for them. I mean, we live in a generation now with the way shit is so expensive. Unless somebody is a multimillionaire, there's no way that you can live on one income. It's got to be a double income household. And I get that. But it's just the attempt. Like, I don't fucking give a fuck if you're polishing shoes. You're at least fucking trying to contribute to the household and help. And that's all it's fucking about.
Yes. But yeah. But like I said, look, like I was getting back in the spirits again. I felt like I could fucking live again by 2002. Though it's gonna be temporary. But after I was done with junior high, I thought I could carry that shit through high school. But little did I realize, it's like starting a new job. You go to a new school, back to square one. You have to rebuild your reputation again. I had my fair share of good moments, but you know what? Felt like people really didn't like me. Most people didn't like me back then. They was like talking shit behind my back. But yeah. But as far as the church, they were starting to associate themselves with the schools to get people to come to their churches and all that stuff, and get involved in activities, to say the youth and all that shit. But yeah, it looked like my parents wasn't pushing me as much anymore because I was getting involved in the shit. But still, I felt sometimes they'd throw me in the lion's den with certain things and all that stuff. Even sometimes my parents would have disagreements about things. But I felt like by the time I was 15 and 16, though I was too young and out of my element, put my foot down about some things. But I'm not gonna name everything.
Yeah, I was on medicine too, and it fucking made me the same way. I didn't want to eat, and I lost weight like hell, but it made me not want to eat anything. Like I was skinny as hell. And then, of course, you know, after I had met my husband and some other shit, and I started putting my weight back on. And after having kids, and plus I come from a family of women where we're larger women. You know, no woman in my family is skinny at all. We're just not built like that.
But yeah, but I was put on the medication before we moved to these parts because I didn't have no self-control. They started in '97. But I don't know what it is. But I think it wasn't working, so they took me off of them, let me go my own way. But by the spring of '98, they put me on something that it worked. I didn't have self-control, but it made me do my work. The reason why I got by and finished at my right grade and graduated my right year, because in the 5th grade, I cheated. I fucking cheated. I gave people hell by aggravating people, though I was a clown, not aggravated people. Shoot, but I
no, not you.
Yeah, I was a wild one in my early years. No, it was the last straw when my parents came to like the same day. My brother got in trouble in that same day, and they had to come and whoop his ass in the school bathroom and whoop his ass again when he got home. But anyways, when they came to my class and wondered what's going on, how come I ain't bring no homework home lately? They saw on my desk that I failed some type of test, got each and every question wrong. It was 10 of them on that test. They saw it in my desk. I didn't expect to see them. So when I got home, I ain't get no ass whooping. I just got the scared straight treatment.
The only thing that I came close to, like I was going through, this is around the time when my freshman year of high school. I was there for a few, you know, at least most of the year until my brother died in May. So, no, he died March 14th. So it's coming up. He died in March, not May. So I was there for a few months, and this was when Mean Girls came out. So I was in that short skirt and doing all this. I was in through that phase. And my mom fucking, I don't know, she was irritating me, and I said something to the effect of calling her a bitch or whatever.
Hey, girl.
In the face. Hi, Chilla.
Yeah, no, I see her videos every now and she just started doing videos again for the first time in years. Yeah, we've been friends on here for like 10 years. So,
yeah.
But back in '98, they said after that stuff, they came to my school and saw my failed test. They said, "That's the last straw. We have to put this kid on medication." Yeah, it did some improvement, but not with my eating, because with that was affecting my eating. You know, if I don't want to eat, then I'm gonna get skinnier, and with that, if the doctor sees that, he's gonna start thinking that y'all starving me. Then that's gonna mean jail time for y'all. So y'all might want to take me off this medication. I can learn self-control. Medication ain't forever.
Exactly. And see, like I was the fat kid growing up. I was chunky and whatever. And then, like I said, once I hit puberty at 11, and they put me on this medication. I lost weight. I mean, I was a cute little thing, you know. And I was the same way. Like I didn't want to eat anything. I can remember now. I went at one point from eating like 6 or 7 slices of pizza to like eating like 2, and I would be full. And I'm like, damn. And I even remember that now.
Yeah,
that's what that medication does to you.
Yeah, eating small will make you full just like that. So some days I used to skip that shit. I remember all of 2006. You know what? I skipped my medication maybe except once. Because it was a different medication. They put me on a different one in 2003. But,
well, see, the thing is, and I'm just like thinking about this now, is like, after I found my brother, I was numb. Like I didn't have any emotion. Like, you know, in a movie, in horror films, they find something, they scream or whatever. I was emotionless. Yeah. So I'm thinking now that the medication I was on probably had something to do with that. Because even like after the fact, like I just remember being like just numb. Like I can't. The best way I can describe it is like, I guess it's a music video or something where you see him sitting there and like everything's a fast forward behind him and they're just sitting there still. That's the best way I can describe it. That's how it felt.
Yeah.
And even like at his funeral and stuff, that's how it felt, because it didn't feel real. And they say that the person looks just like the person.
Again,
yeah. Thank you. And they say the person looks just like the person. No, they don't. I mean, I think maybe it's because of how my brother died. And his head was swollen. I don't know, but he didn't look like my brother. And it's just weird. And I've experienced a lot of loss in my life. And I think that that's made me to where I'm codependent.
Yeah, so am I. But I've been codependent all along. But I will blame people that I kind of held myself back by being letting people manipulate me. But all right, back to my story. Like throughout high school, most of the time I was done in like shit and all that stuff. No, I'm surprised that half of the football team, like after a year or less, they treated me like I was their equal and all that stuff. Now that's surprising. Everybody else is sex and shit. But my brother me and him had on again, off again friendship, because due to him being on the football team, he became even more cocky than ever. Though he had that in him, always going in his later years and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But me and him stuck together no matter what. Most of our high school years, people done me in like shit, treated me like shit and all that stuff. Thought I was a dumbass when half of them can't even spell and spell words correctly. But I said, you know what? I only had a few friends throughout high school. So when I graduated to high school, I said, no, I can't wait. I was the happiest motherfucker on earth. Then, but back to that thing with the parents, like they were still being shitty. Things was always perfect with me. I was shitty as well, especially when I decided to put my foot down when I was 16. At the beginning of 2004. And I said, you know what? I can't wait till I can graduate from this shit, because I am so gone. And I remember, my mom, she used to laugh at when I said that, because she hates when I'm this animosity in the family. I'm like, you saying it now, but you ain't think about what you're doing. You pushing the envelope. When I decided to say some shit like this, you want to all of a sudden give a damn. Then my dad, he'd get upset too, but it's some truth to what he said to me in response, but I think it was an ulterior motive to it. Like, okay, he said one night that he said, "Know what? I thought about, know what? After you graduate high school, I'm gonna let you leave the house the next day." But he said, no, I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna forewarn you. Like something happens to you, you gonna want to come home because you don't know what this world is like. Know what?
Yeah.
That's the cycle of life. Shit, we have to go on with our lives. We can't stay with y'all forever. Y'all ain't gonna be here forever.
Well, see, that's how my mom is. Like, she still uses my brother's passing as an excuse for the way she is. But the thing is, she has 5 other living children. And she has grandchildren, and she has a great-grandchild. And she's still, like, wallowing in her own self-pity. It's like, I would do anything to have a normal fucking mother that wants to see her grandchildren, that wants to know how I'm doing, that wants to say, hey, come over, I'll make the kids cookies or whatever. I want that for my kids. My kids don't fucking have that. They don't have it from either side. So all they have is me. And, and that's not an exaggeration. Like, literally all my kids have are me. They don't have any other extended family because a majority, if not all of my family, I don't associate with. So this is all me. Like any other kind of any interaction they have, it's with my friends online or whatever. That's it. Like, I don't have any other kind of help. So I can't, when times are tough, I can't be like, hey mom, can you, watch the kids? Can you do this? I don't fucking have that. So, I am envious of people that do have that, but the way that I try to see it, because I used to be like so negative. I was one of those emo goth people, and that was so negative, and I saw the negative in everything, and I was like, it's so negative, blah 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 blah, and then it's just, I'm just like, I don't want to live my life in negativity, and I don't want my kids to live in negativity. Like, look for the positive things in life. Like, if you can get up every day and look for the one positive thing in your life. I mean, that's just the way you got to do. Because I'm so tired of being depressed, tired of living in depression. I've gotten fucking tired of it. So that's why I'm such a smart ass, and that's why I like to make jokes, and that's why I'm so lighthearted about things. Because especially now, times are so fucking tough that you need to find joy and laughter anytime you can find it. And enjoy the time you have and enjoy the people around you. Like, you shouldn't surround your life with people that bring you down. Especially if you have a choice in it. Like, you can't control who you work with. You can't control stuff like that. But who and what you control, do it. Don't surround yourself with stuff that makes you miserable.
Yeah.
That's people, places, and things that bring you happiness.
Yeah, but back to my little story. But like once in the later years, after I was finishing up high school, finished high school, looked like the family started to appreciate me and those around me. And I started to appreciate the people that I've been around for those few years. Like I said, it was few people that I like. I always appreciate them, but the rest of them, they had to earn my trust and respect. I started to take a liking to them, so I think that was a mistake. But once I left town and went to another town, I appreciate them more, because when you're away from your family, like I said earlier, I think you appreciate them.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a blessing, it's a good thing, but at the same time, it can be mistakes that can lead you back to them. Then they do the same shitty things, and then I said, so this is why I left these sons of bitches in the first place. Yeah, I made that mistake. Like in 2006, looks like I was paying for it, and I'm just struggling to leave back out. But it took, after I finished that school, up at that school in Hot Springs, Arkansas, I came back here for a few years, had me a job that also done me dirty. And all that shit. And I said, know what? The recession started, though I ain't have my bases covered. I said, know what? Some of y'all that I met after coming back home, and the rest of you few high school friends or junior high friends, y'all are good people. But I'm just ready to go. I have my bases covered. Want to know what was going on?
What was going on?
Okay, back in 2009, I got a car finally. After taking my driver's test for the second fucking time. But know what? No, I passed it at first in 2004, but I didn't feel comfortable taking the test in no damn truck or no mini SUV. I felt comfortable doing my practicing my driving in small cars because with trucks and all that stuff, you can easily like run the shit backwards and swinging the shit because of the reach and all that stuff. My parents didn't listen to me because they thought because I'm a nice guy that I was vulnerable and all this stuff. They wanted me around more than ever. They said that something happens to me. I don't know if they was putting on this show like, I don't know what I'd do without you and all this stuff. But so I took it the second time and passed it. But by 2009, I was ready to move back to where I made my name at, especially in my 6 years of living. But the base wasn't covered because those were the elementary friends. They're long gone, most likely, away from that town because that became a shithole as well. It was just wishful thinking on my end. It only took me to convince me that they're gone and they're not coming back, most likely. It ain't take them talking me out of it. No, my mind. I talk myself out of it with my mind. So. Yeah, I feel like I've been stuck since, but listen to people and doing what other people like me to do. But by the time my late 20s came around, like 28 or 29 or 30 most likely, that's when I put my foot down and said, no, I'm going to do things what's going to make me happy, what's best for me. No, most of these people didn't like that. So with that being said, they kind of showing their true colors to me. Yeah? Say, you won't rip me in the beginning, so fuck y'all.
Exactly. And see, that's the thing. Like, I was the same way. I was a follower, and I was still trying to, like, find myself and even trying to find my identity. Like, I went from dressing preppy to dressing goth to dressing grunge to because I was still trying to find myself. And I say a chameleon because I would mold myself to fit that persona. Like, okay, well, let me dress like this so I can be cool with these people. Well, let me dress like this so I can be trying to find my people.
Yeah, I've been dressed the way I've been doing over the years. But when I said 2 decades ago, almost like before the new millennium, when I came to this shithole of an area, years later, I started dressed like them to get in. I even started doing this. The most disgraceful thing that a young man can do. Wear your pants below your ass and all that stuff.
Pants on the ground.
I ain't got nothing against those people. I met some intelligent people that taught me things about life who dresses like that. No, I ain't gonna tell them what to do. I can only encourage them. You should dress like that. Yeah. It's not educational. That means you're uneducated. And that means you're rebellious.
People I have met are either dressed, with their pants hanging down or covered in tattoos or look scary. And there's nice people in the world.
Yeah, another theory, an old woman said that some guys think they're sexy. I'm like, you know what? I see rednecks do it and they don't even have underwear on. I'm like, I don't mean to stereotype or bring politics into this. I remember watching this Jordan Lucas video from years ago, this song called I'm Not Racist. I said, maybe you pull your pants up, maybe the cops will stop killing you. I'm like, you rednecks do it too. And the worst thing about it, you don't even have any underwear on. I see all those cake sores on your asses.
That's fucking nasty, yo. That's almost as bad as zit butt. I mean,
that's probably what it is too. But the people who do that, the ones I know, half of them are intelligent and smarter. Taught me some things about the games in life and all that stuff.
I don't judge people. Like, of course everybody goes through. You judge people and you're like, oh, well. But I've been through life, and life slapped me in the face, and life just made me her bitch. And I've learned not to judge people by how you look, because you never know who you're going to meet. I mean, the nicest people in the world aren't the most attractive, and fucking the best looking people or the best dressed are the worst people.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but a zip butt is something different. There ain't nothing sexy about a zip butt.
But like the people said, you said the people that dress the best are the worst people. Yeah, I know, cause they act like they all high class and all that stuff, but all that stuff. Like coming from my culture, like people from my culture, they think because they end up with a white woman or an Asian woman, they think they high class and they special and all that stuff. Like 1 year ago, I tried to be friends with both of them. The guy didn't want nothing to do with me yet.
Yeah.
Like, what an ass.
Well, see, that's the thing. And like I said, I grew up with money. Like, I didn't know we had money. So I had the opportunity to dress however I wanted to. But see, I would go to Hot Topic, and I would just get like stuff like that. Like, I didn't like the polo shirts and all that. Like, I would be the chameleon, and but I was like, this isn't me. I don't feel comfortable in this. I don't like this. I'm a jeans, t-shirt, a leggings kind of girl. I'm not, and flip-flops. That's me.
Me, I never wore skinny jeans. That's been in style for like a decade. No, I never wore skinny jeans. My mom bought it for me. I sent it straight to the Salvation Army.
The last time I wore skinny jeans was probably in 2003 or early 2004.
Mm-hmm.
Because I fucking.
No, as a skinny person, I can't fit this shit.
No, the smallest I ever was. I think I was like a size. I think I was like a size 9 or size 10, and that's the smallest I've ever been. I'm just not. I've never been smaller than that. Yeah. But even now, looking back, I'm like, damn. Because I don't think I've gotten taller. Like I'm the same height that I've been since then. So and plus, I drink a lot of coffee and I smoke cigarettes, so that's probably stunted my growth. But I've been trying to do that because I've always been the tall person. Yeah,
but my mom, she always was hell bent on changing my wardrobe. She still want to buy clothes for me. I'm like, no. I'm like, no, I barely wear suits. I rarely do it. The women like it, but I rarely do it. I love this grungy boy from the 90s. I
went through that, and I still dress like that. And I think that, speaking of psychological, I think that I like the 90s rock and all that early 2000s rock and all that stuff I still listen to, and even the old shows and stuff. I think I still like it.
Yeah, I do. I'm watching it right now.
Joy. It reminds me of a simpler time.
Yeah. I'm watching one show where it's from the 80s. But I was watching one earlier. But anyways, the family, they want to talk to me like I'm stupid. Like my little brother, he has the potential to be a leader, even be the next Barack Obama. But I used to think he's a follower. Like, says you gotta do this and do that to get in the corporate role. I'm not corporate. I'm grungy. I'm an honest degenerate, but not to the point where I'm fucking Charles Manson or O.J. Simpson. But I'm a degenerate, an honest one. I like who I am.
That's what I'm saying. Like my whole life, I've had to learn who I am. Like I was a follower, and then I became a mom, and I've been a mom my whole life. So I don't know who I really am. I just know what I like, and I like art, and I like music, and I like animals, and I like space, and I like mysteries, and so I don't know. I guess I have my hand in a bunch of different pots. Like I'm not just Allison, the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. I dabble in everything, and I've just never been one to conform to shit. I don't want to feel like I'm a sardine in a can. I like to be outgoing, and that's what I want my kids to know. It's not that they feel like they have to conform to anything. They can be who they are.
Yeah, like get my jobs. Like, I don't want to move up. I like where I'm at. I don't want to be no boss, nothing, no CEO, and no, in those suits. I just want to do the damn thing and be gone with it.
Well, that reminds me of one of my coworkers who I got now. I mean, she's a waitress, but she knows shit. She's knowledgeable. I think she said she's been there a few years. Like, she is just on top of her shit. And I asked her, I said, "Why aren't you a manager?" She's like, "No, I'm not going to do all that." But she would make a good manager because she's so good at what she does, but she's comfortable with her position. And I respect that. Like, because you still get pay raises, even if you don't move up, you still get pay raises every year or something like that. You're with the company. And
Yeah.
she's just like, I've noticed that people that would make good managers don't want to be a manager because, like, my GM, she's very fair and whatever, but she's got a poker face. So you would never tell if she's in a good mood or bad, but she's very fair. She can be nice, but she's no nonsense either. So she's like the ideal perfect general manager. And I know when I worked at a pizza place, I had a general manager that was younger than me. And I'm like, how the fuck? I'm in my early 30s and I got an 18, 19-year-old telling me what to do.
Hey, shit. But yeah, at one of my old jobs from almost a decade ago, I quit back in 2017. They was trying to force me to do this and do that because I was Class A. I was giving that for certain reasons because I was on top of my shit like you were saying. But yeah, they expect me to know pretty much everything and teach people everything. Though I didn't know everything, most to be exact. One supervisor said that's how I'm gonna be valuable to him if I teach people everything and know everything. I'm like, shit. You know what? Y'all forced me to do this shit. You're supposed to ask me this, or I'm supposed to sign up for this. Now you make me look like an idiot in front of people. You know what? Then getting into my ass when shit goes wrong and I'm not the one responsible. So,
see, that's why I couldn't be a manager. And because my face speaks for me even when I don't speak. Like, if somebody says something outrageous or stupid or whatever, my face reacts before my mouth can. Like, before my brain even registers it. And
my face is. But yeah, when that guy did that to me, I'm like, you know what? This does not look good. I'm about to get away from this place. So I left their ass while leaving them a 2 weeks notice. I hate I had to do that to them because they was good to me. Like, let me leave early with the times when I was going to a community college in the evening time at nights and all that stuff. They let me off early because we used to stay there until it was done. But they let me do 8 hours, like 5 to 2:30. But I had to get away from that place because they was throwing me in the lion's den. I didn't like that shit. That's not professional. You don't throw people in the to the wolves that way. Not in any way.
Yeah. I hated working at the pizza place, and I hated housekeeping because it's not set hours. Like, that's the time you're supposed to get off, and then they tell you, oh, well, that's if everything is done. Where my job now, as far as I know, how it's been, you get off when your time's off. And that's why another reason I like this job, because, I have kids and they're at school and I have to plan my time accordingly. And I'm not going to stay and do all this. You got me fucked up.
Yeah. Like staying until it's done with. That's silly.
Yeah. I hated it. I would never work at another pizza place. I would never work at another housekeeping job ever again. It was the worst job compared to the job I got now. I like where I'm at now. I mean, it's got its moments, but I like it, and I get a good pay, and I get tips, and it's better than what I've had. I would like to be a professional sleeper and get paid for that, but hey, we can't always do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, when I get off of work, I like to sleep first, then wake up and do this live stream.
I am still sore from work on Saturday. Like, because it was just that bad and that busy. I am still sore from it. And I think a lot of it is because I'm not physically used to it. Like, you don't think it's a whole lot, but it is. Especially, like, when you're in a rush and trying to do this. And, you know, we were rushing, and I was supposed to have somebody help me. And I had a coworker. She was there. So, but I guess she was going through something. I don't fucking know. And we're in a rush, and we literally have, like, 20 tickets up on the thing. And she's sitting there texting on her fucking phone. She's got, like, 2 orders in front of her, and I don't want to say anything, but I was like, get off your fucking phone. Like, you know, I can't sit here and text. We're fucking, like, seriously? And finally, after getting behind some order, somebody finally said something to her. And she fucking got off the phone and whatever.
Yeah. Like, I had a job, like, before I got this job I got now, I had another job that way, like, you had to stay there until it's done. Excuse me, hold up a minute. But you have to stay until it's done. Some days you will leave early, like at 10:30 in the morning. Like, we'll start like at 6 o'clock in the morning. Then some days we was gone before noon. Some days you had to stay till like the afternoon, like 2:30, 3 o'clock, 4:30. I hated that shit because and you know I live in unfortunately live in West Memphis. Like, I used to work at Family Dollar Warehouse. I didn't work for them, but I worked at them under another company named Capstone Logistics. I used to unload trucks and all this stuff and break things down on the pallet to separate some products from the others and all this stuff. You had to stay there until it was done.
Well, that's how it was with housekeeping. You had to make sure all the laundry was folded and all the rooms were clean. And even the same with pizza places, you had to make sure that the kitchen was cleaned up, and you had to make sure that there was no more customer. And it was just bullshit. And I'm
but I had to take things apart sometimes, like product from product, code number by code number, and all this stuff. Sometimes that was beyond too much and all this stuff. Then I used to do that shit with a forklift and all that stuff. Then the batteries was raggedy because the battery check, the maintenance people didn't take good care of them, man. And those batteries brand new, and then they shouldn't have no problems with them. Then the people was behind, unprofessional, lack of communication. Then let you know things at the last minute and all this stuff. Like on a Friday, at the last minute, they'll let you know that you have to work on the weekend at most times and all this stuff. I'm like, shit, I had other things to do. I had another schedule, and you let me know this stuff now.
Well, they tried to call me, since I started here, they tried to call me one day. It was like 3 o'clock, and they tried to call me and come in that night. And I'm like, I can't come in. I got kids. You got to tell me ahead of time.
Yeah. But every time when I used to skip, they said they used to punish you by writing you up, suspending you, and fire you. They ain't do any of that. I got wrote up one time, but because I called no show. The reason I did that because I just came back from vacation. Then I was short of the check. They didn't want to cut me no check, so I said, you know what? You don't want to do what I say, then I'm gonna skip it out. I'm working out on the weekend. Yeah. So the dude wasn't gonna do it, but he got so scared that one guy told him to write all our asses up. But he just got the people that didn't call no show. Said next time it's gonna be a termination. No, I ain't gonna cry about it right up. Write me up. Right. Y'all ain't gonna fire me because deep down, y'all know y'all can't keep any of us. People been coming and going for years because the warehouse been treating people like animals and all that stuff. Farm animals, to be exact. Yeah. So we took advantage of this situation.
I mean, I know they didn't fire that chick on Saturday. They probably should have, because like the phones were ringing off the hook and we were behind, and she fucking was half-assed doing shit, and she was never answering the phone. So then I got to the point I stopped answering it. I said, because she's not going to fucking answer it, I'm just going to try to get these orders out. She can answer them too. Yeah. So it's just, yeah. But speaking of that, I'm going to head off. I got to get up early, get them to school, and get to work.
Yeah,
But
me. Yeah,
yeah.
me. I gotta go to court in the morning.
Oh, well,
As a jury, as part of the jury. So I don't know how much more I can do this.
all right. Well, I'm going to sign off because I've got to get up at the ass crack of dawn. But I had fun and I appreciate it.
Yeah. I hope you do better. I know you'll be all right.
I appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody and all that stuff. So I'm going to sign off here. So I hope everybody has a good night.
Yeah. Great having you, Ariel, and the other dudes that came in. So I'll be seeing y'all.
All right.
Shoot. I might spend a few more minutes here.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to crash myself. All right, y'all. Everybody have a good night.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. All right. I'll probably give people like 5 to 10 more minutes to jump on here. And after that, I'm going to just call it quits. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So I'm grateful for the people that came by and came in and all that shit. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. Stay here, jump in somebody else's stuff. I know a buddy of mine's got something going on her shit. So I don't know how it's gonna go. But you know what? It's been great. I think I'll call it quits. I'm gone as well. The hell with it. I'll see y'all tomorrow night with the wrestling stream. Monday night, please. Good night.